Hello everyone, this is your favorite Murtad live once again. Peace of Christ be with every one of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for waiting. Please do not forget to like and share. Bring your brothers and sisters here. Let them see the truth, and the truth will set you free. This is the Islamic doctrine of truth. And that's why we have our dear brother in Christ with us. Let's welcome Brother Usama Dakdok. How are you, brother?
And hello, Brother Adam. Hello, everybody. Well, it will be a great night. I pray that you just pray with us, that the Lord will give us a wonderful time to expose the falsehood, the lies of Islam, because I believe Muslims need to hear it as much as we who are not in the cult of Islam also need to learn it and share it with others, for only the truth, not the lies, but the truth will set us free. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Brother Osama, thank you for being here, brother. I know it was on a very short notice, but I thank you. And with my work schedule and all, usually I do live stream in like a couple of hours notice, anyways.
I
So
can
thank
do it
you.
in 10 minutes if you just let me set up my stuff, and I'll be 10 minutes.
Amen. Thank you, brother. God bless you.
God's
God
good.
bless you.
God's good.
And I welcome everyone who are there on the live chat already. We have quite a few of the people. We have Ola, we have Dragana Denaris, very regular sister, AP Frenzy, Risa, and we have Andrew Martin, RJ, XYZ, Eva, Chloe Wicked. We have Muhammad as well, but he is a good Muhammad. We have, yeah, he's the good Muhammad.
Are
We
you
have
sure
Sergeant.
there is no good Muhammad? But that's
No,
okay.
he
We'll see.
he is the good Muhammad. So
Okay. Good.
he is out of the Muhammadan.
Well, but
So
here's the deal. Here's the deal. When somebody name himself Muhammad, that's a problem. Why? Because if the Muslim know the real meaning for the word Muhammad or the word Mahmud or the word Ahmed, nobody, and I'm not kidding, nobody will ever accept Muhammad as a prophet. Why? Because the one who is worthy to be praised, the one who we praise, is God Almighty and God Almighty alone. There is no way. There is no way. Muhammad Mama died and she never heard him by the name Muhammad. Can you imagine? Grow up by the name Qasim, and for 6 years, and your daddy already died 3 years before you were born, which is a miracle. For Muhammad daddy to die 3 years before Muhammad. It's hard to believe, but that's okay because in Islam you can be pregnant for 4 or 5 years. But then his mama died, and until his mama died, she know his name to be Qasim, not Muhammad. He named himself Muhammad, or maybe people named him Muhammad. We don't know what's the story, but nobody is worthy to be praised. No one is praised except God Almighty Lord. You are worshiping Allah, but you do not know it. Muhammad cannot be Muhammad because Ahmad, Muhammad, Mahmud, these are names of God, not of a human. Period.
amen,
Nobody
brother.
in all the companion of Muhammad have the name Muhammad. Nobody before Muhammad was named Muhammad. Is Muhammad made it up for himself? Anyway, go ahead, brother.
Yes, brother, but like he named himself Muhammad because he had heard a lot of abuses from Muslimin already. So he's like, now abuse me. So there's a strategical significance to this name.
Thank you, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Sergeant Crane, Siddharth, and Bossman, and everyone else. And we have Sid. I can't even pronounce his name. Sid Dear. I'll just do that. XYZ and the rest of them. God bless you all. Welcome, Christian family man and everyone. All right. So we have Vivian as well, brother, and you have a special uh, love from Vivian. He says, Lord bless you, brother Adam and brother Osama. God bless you, and a lot of
Thank
people
you.
like you. They love your work, and God bless everyone. We have Chris Claus as well, brother. He's an also a very good apologist.
Yes.
He would like to invite you as well on his channel. He's doing
Anytime.
a great job as well.
Anytime.
So
Did you tell them that you pay me $10,000 to show up in one of your meetings? Did you tell him?
yes, and these are 10,000 blessings of our Christ Lord.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. So yeah, we are going to schedule something with you and Chris Claus, and
Anytime.
indeed. All right, brother. So let's start our today's conversation. The Islamic doctrine of truth. That's the title. And Islamic doctrine is all about truth, right, brother?
Well, if you know Allah is the father of all lies, I do not know how can you find truth in the mouth, the teaching, and the command of Allah. You can say whatever you want to say. The proof is it's in the pudding. I know the tree from the fruit, not from the talk about the tree. Lots of people talk about Islam in a very positive way. That man, if I do not know anything about Islam, I will be the first to say the Shahada. I'll be the first to convert to Islam. So it's not what they say, but it is what is written and how it was practiced in the last 1400 years. That's how I know Islam.
Oh, wow. What about your own country, brother? Egypt, I have heard many stories about Egypt, how the Egyptians just loved Islam and then they accepted Islam, and that is why you have so many Coptics converting to Islam in these many
And
years. And
converting. Yeah, converting.
yeah, converting,
I'm
reverting,
listening.
sorry.
I'm
The
listening to
word
you.
is reverting. The word is reverting, sorry, my bad. Reverted to Islam and all.
Reverted. Allahu
Yes.
Akbar. Takbir, brother. Takbir. Takbir.
So what is your history? Because you come from Egypt, so you know
Sure.
that
You
history
know,
more than.
here's the truth, Adam. If you live in Egypt and you go to the public school in Egypt, like I did myself, you will find that Islam is the most beautiful, the most loving, the most accepted thing. As a matter of fact, I was deceived. I don't know if I told you the story before, but if it is, hear it again. I was deceived by my teacher, Mr. Muhammad. I was 18 years old. I have a small mustache, not as much as this, but used mustache. And he said to us, some people believe Islam is spread by the edge of the sword. He's talking about Egypt.
Mhm.
But that's not true. And today, boys and girls, no, there's no girls, it's only boys there. Boys, we will have freedom of speech. That statement, freedom of speech, was never been told in any public schools in Egypt from the day Mohammedans came to my country until today. But he said it. So everybody, please, we need to share them equally. Everybody, if you have a point, raise your hand and I will ask you to speak. And you can say as much as you want to disprove the idea or the claims that Islam is spread by the edge of the sword and Islam is not, and all this. Okay. Sit next to me, a friend of mine by the name Rida. By the way, he lives in Texas, where I am in right now. I raise up my hand like that, and he actually pulled on my hand, put my hand down, and he's watching the teacher. He does not want me to talk. I said, Rida, let me talk, brother. Let me talk. He said, we can talk. Okay. So here is my point. Oh, Brother Usama, please stand up, please. I said, I quote him two verses. Quran chapter 9, verse 5. Quran chapter 29, chapter 9, verse 29. You know the two verses.
Mhm.
And I said, from Quran 9, 5, you actually give the Egyptians three choices. Number one, to be killed. Look at the order. Number one, to be killed. Number two, to be taken as captives and slaves. Number three, to repent, meaning to convert to Islam. We don't see, I said, by the way, that is known by the verse of the sword. The professor was almost shocked. He did not know there's a student in the school, 18 years old, knows that 9:5 is known by the title, the verse of the sword. He said Islam did not spread by the edge of the sword, but the verse is called the verse of the sword. Are you following me, Adam? You follow me?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. He said, well, you pay the jizya. I said, no, sir. Quran 9:5 does not have jizya. You meant Quran 9:29. He's shocked because he never knew that. Because you know what? I have been reading already about Islam through the help of my brother, who's 10 years older than me. He's doing a great ministry with Muslims. He actually have in his church two churches. One are Muslim Egyptian converted to Christianity, and the other one are normal Coptic Egyptian Christian. So he got two churches in his church. My brother is expert. Literally, he's an expert. So he got all these books, and I'm reading, I'm studying. I learned enough between the age of 15 to 18. In 3 years, I learned more about Islam than my professor. He said, yes, 9:29. I said, but what I'm going to do is 9:5. He said, well, 929 is the verse of the jizya concerning the Jews and the Christians, because the Jews and the Christians are not polytheists. I said, excuse me, what? If you read with me 9:5, he said,
9-5.
when the forbidden months are past, okay,
Kill
kill
the
the
mushrikeen.
polytheist. He said, the Jews and the Christian are not polytheists. I said, I'm sorry. 9:31 tell me that the Jews and Christian are polytheists. What is
Exactly.
polytheist? Polytheist in the Arabic language is mushrikeen. Mushrikeen is the one who commits the sin of shirk. Mushrikeen means adding partner to Allah. The sin of shirk is to worship something next to Allah. So if you go to with me to 9:31, what do we read there? We read that the Jews said Azra is the son of Allah. And the Christians said that Isa is the son of Allah. So Muhammad in the Quran invented a new religion of Judaism. Where from it, Adam, we know that all the Jews worship Azra, even though there is not one Jew in the history of Jewish people from the days of Adam until today who ever believed in Azra to be a son of Allah. Follow me?
Yes, sir.
This is a problem. My professor could not argue with me. He said, well, the jizya is a little money. Listen to this. The jizya is a little money you pay for the Muslim army to protect you. I said, how much is a little? He said, well, it's like $1 in Egyptian pound. 1 Egyptian pound a year is everybody can pay it. I said, oh, I wish you have told me it is 100,000 Egyptian pound. Because what happened if I don't pay that $1? He said, well, then you have to convert to Islam. What? I don't want to become a Muslim. Well, then we have to kill you. So my life in the eyes of Allah, in the eyes of the Muslim, is worth $1? You're gonna kill me because I choose not to pay you $1? I wish it was 100,000 or a big money where I cannot afford it. You make me like worth more. But then I said to them, the Muslims are gonna fight to protect me from who? He said, from the enemies. I said, you mean the Muslims?
Exactly.
That was the
Exactly.
end. That was the end of the professor. The following week, Adam, the following week, in the school in Egypt, normally the professor will ask 5, 6, 7 students questions. And in the school in Egypt, you don't move around. You sit on your chair. So he go in order. He have a map in his book. You go in order to ask questions every class about homework, about question about, to make sure the students are studying, blah, blah, blah. The following week, there was only one student in that classroom. His name is Usama Dakdok. I'm not kidding you. Normally he asks 5, 6, 7 students. Where he stopped the following class, he go to the next student. And normally he spent like 10 minutes of the beginning to make sure that the homework is done, blah blah blah. And if you don't have done your homework, he'll hit you on your hand 4 times with a stick, 2 on the right hand, 2 on the left hand. From that day on, there was only one student. His name is Usama Dakdok, and he only asked me and asked me alone. He's on purpose was beating me. And the long story short, I left school. I went home. I was the first student in the history of Egypt, healthy, not sick with any disease, who finished high school from home. I was the first student in the history of Egypt, because normally you can get exemption if you're really sick and physically you cannot make it, or something bad happened to you. And I finished my school and I went to college, and I'll tell you more stories about this in next program, not today. We're done story tonight. So how Islam spread in Egypt? Let me put it this way. If you read the true history of the Coptic church in Egypt, written by some godly men who fear not death, you found out Islam came to Egypt 641 AD. 641 AD. Omar came and invaded my country, Egypt, and in 100 years, 4 million Christian men were slaughtered. And as you know from the word of Allah in the Quran, when you kill a man, the wife and the daughters are yours. The little boys you can keep because they're slaves. They're going to grow up to be Muslim anyway. But the wife and the daughters are yours. And what Muslims normally do, or what they did in Egypt, which they did in every other Muslim country, in the 57 Muslim country, they love to make love to them, or we say rape them. Okay? So when you rape a woman 10, 15 times, somehow in the middle of these times, she get pregnant. And when they birth baby, the babies were named by the name Muhammad, Ahmad, Ali, Khattab, Aisha, Barack, Hussein, Obama, and all these good Muslim names. This is how Egypt changed from a Christian country in 100 years to a Muslim country. Nobody in Egypt revert to Islam because they were never Muslim. Nobody in Egypt accept Islam or believe in Islam because Islam in all these 100 years never came to Egypt. We did not have a Quran in the Coptic language, and the Muslim women, the Egyptian women who married the Muslim men, who raped a Muslim man, when they produced babies, the baby were saying words and they have no clue what they're saying. It was a confusion, like yourself if you're coming from a foreign country. All right, so that's the short answer. Nobody converted to Islam. Islam was never in Egypt to be able to know it, to believe in it. The same thing happened in Egypt. It's in every other Muslim country, and I can tell you 100 stories for the 57 Muslim countries.
Okay, so we have a guest. Sorry, we have a guest who would like to join in. His name is Jack, and he's probably seems like to be a Muslim. Please do not remove him. Do not remove his message. Don't do that. Every moderator, I respect you not to remove anybody unless they blaspheme. He's not blaspheming. He's just calling us liar. Let him call us liar. We are showing the text. Please help me. Don't go against me. Help me. And you
Okay.
can help me
Yeah.
by
Bring this
not doing
brother.
that.
Bring this brother Adam and ask him when did they translated the Quran to the Coptic language.
All right, there we go. For Muslims only. There we go. I have the link in the live stream for Muslims only. Please, nobody else should join. Jack can join. He is a Muslim, or anybody else who is a Muslim can join. So today we want to show quite a lot of stuff, but because we have a guest, so why not? Let's talk with the guest first, and then we will go in to our current subject. And Vivian, thank you so very much for your super chat. Sirat Mustaqim, thank you for your super chat. God bless you, brothers. Thank you so very much. Jack, if you are a Muslim, you are more than welcome to join. The link of the StreamYard is in the chat. Now let me pin that so that any other Muslim who would like to join can join. Now we have somebody called Islam Prevail. Let me add him up. Islam Prevail, unmute yourself and speak.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome, awesome. So I just wanted to ask you, you were talking about raping women, correct?
We are talking about raping women. Okay, let's talk
Yeah, you
about raping
said that.
women, but we were not talking about raping women
Yeah,
at
yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
moment.
I was talking
But
about Muslim men raping women. It started with a noble example, your Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
Awesome,
all
awesome.
right.
So my question to you is, have you studied what the war captives are and their rules and their huquq and their rights and all of that? Do you know any of that?
Sure.
If I asked you, what did the Shafi'i rahimahullah say about this? What did he say? I'll ask you simple question, basic question. If you studied it, what did the Shafi'i say about the rights of a slave woman? Or in general, I'll make it easier. What did he say about the rules of sex in general? What did he say?
Let me
Okay.
give you a good answer for you from your noble Muhammad example. Do you
I
know a
asked you-
lady? Do you
Okay,
know
go
a
ahead.
lady by the name Rayhana?
Yeah,
You know Rayhana?
yeah, the slave.
Okay. Do you know a lady by the name Safiya, the daughter of
Yeah,
Hayy? You know her?
yes.
Okay. How did Muhammad rape them?
It wasn't rape.
Excuse me, what?
It was not rape.
Oh yeah. So Muhammad practiced
No,
Sharia on his marriage to these two ladies, huh?
no, it wasn't rape, right? So you're avoiding the
Let me ask
question.
a question. Let me ask a question. Just let's.
I asked you the
It
question
is rape.
first.
Your
Yeah,
Muhammad is a rapist, and we're gonna prove it in a minute here. But just come down here. What is the law? What is the Sharia Islamic law said about a man marry a woman who lost her husband or her husband divorced her? How long she should wait before she marry another man?
4 months.
No, 3. You're wrong, but that's okay. 3.
No, it's 4 months, but continue.
Trust me, 3.
I told you it's 4. Just continue. Go.
Oh my world! What verse you have to prove that?
I'm telling you it's 4. All right. I'm not asking
Okay,
your opinion.
okay. Adam, open for me Quran chapter 65, verse 4, man.
There you go, brother.
Read the Quran because what stopped me or you who's telling the truth is the word of Allah in the Quran. If I'm
Read it.
wrong, you correct me. Go ahead, bro.
And it says,
65, verse 4.
and
Yeah.
those women from among you who have despaired of the menstruation, if you are in doubt, their iddah is 3 months.
1 sec. I'm gonna bring you something.
Okay, 1 second.
But even 4 months, 3 months, it doesn't make a difference. But I'll
Oh,
get to your point.
good. I'm glad. It does make a
Yeah.
and let's say a month. Let's make it
Okay.
short, even a month. When did Muhammad raped Safiya, the daughter of Hayy?
He didn't rape her once again.
For heaven's sake, when did he have sex with her?
Yeah, it was. So what happened is that I'll tell you what happened.
What
She-
happened?
she-
Yeah, tell me what happened.
So the pagans, they had this thing, after you divorce your wife, they don't leave them right away. They stay with them in the same house. Okay. So
Okay.
when the prophet,
Let me correct you again. Go Adam to Quran chapter 33,
Verse
verses
50.
26 and 27,
okay,
and read the interpretation of anyone of your choice. You can go to Al-Tabari, you can go to Al-Qurtubi, Ibn Kasir, Al-Jalalain. I don't care. Al-Jalalain normally does not know how to interpret. He just
Okay.
loves to repeat the verses.
33,
What happened-
26.
Okay, let me talk to my friend here for a minute, Adam. What happened is very simple.
okay,
While they're leaving on the same day,
uh-huh,
on the same night, they're leaving Bani Qurayza,
okay,
and this guy liked that girl, and he asked Muhammad permission. Oh, boss of Allah, can I take her? Sure you can. Then the rest of the Muslim got jealous. Oh, boss of Allah, how can you do that? This is the daughter of the tribe leader. This is the daughter of the tribe leader. Nobody can have her except you. She's beautiful. She's hot. She's sexy. She is hot. Muhammad said,
no one said
bring
that.
him to me. Whoa. Muhammad said, bring it to me. Yes, sir.
You're
Did you
making up
touch
stories.
her? No, sir. Did you have sex with her? No, sir. Bring it back to me. Sure, you Abbās of Allah. Muhammad asked the people to give gifts while they're traveling back to Medina. It's a good 2.5 miles, maybe it's 3 miles. Let me be generous, 4 miles. They collected some food, some meat, some chicken, some date, and they have the wedding. Abu Ayyub, listen to this. Abu Ayyub said, what happened, by the way, when Muhammad was raping her, or say have sex with her, whatever he wanted, okay, he was putting his private part inside her private part, okay, and she was obviously she was not very happy. She was not excited. Oh, Muhammad, more. No, she was not excited. She was screaming because she was being raped, but that's okay.
Where's the proof for that? Why are you lying?
Listen,
Bring me proof.
listen,
Where's the proof?
Listen, I finished my
proof
thought,
for
and
that.
you
No,
can
no,
say
bring
what
proof
you
for
want.
that claim.
Lord have mercy.
I'll let you talk.
Abu
for too long.
Ayyub was looking through the tent. You look, there's a hole in the tent, and he was watching live pornography. Okay, there's no TV
You're
or
so
cameras and stuff
disgusting.
like this.
Listen, I'll let you speak.
Listen,
No,
my
no,
friend.
I'll let you speak.
I will finish my thought, and then you can take the mic. And I promise you, Adam will not cut you off.
Okay.
Then Muhammad noticed that somebody's shaking the tent. Muhammad came and said, what is going on here? Oh, Abbās of Allah, I'm afraid that woman is evil. We just killed her husband, her father, and her brother. And I was afraid she will harm you. Abu Ayyub was protecting Muhammad while he's having good time with his wife. You want to call her wife? Call her wife. On the same day, then Muhammad said in the following day, he praised Abu Ayyub. What a great man he is, because, listen carefully, he was watching over him all night. On the first night, as he married her on the way from Bani Qurayza land to Medina land. Can you imagine with me? In the same day, not a month, not 2 months, not 3 months, not 4 months. So if she was pregnant by her husband, Muhammad would be the daddy or her husband be a daddy. That's the wisdom of Allah. If a man is afraid that his wife, maybe she's pregnant after he divorced her, she cannot be married to another man for 3 months in case she is pregnant. Thank God, Safiya did not have any children. She was not pregnant by anybody, and Muhammad could not get her pregnant because he was not a man enough to get a woman pregnant. Okay, but he raped her. Listen up. He raped her, and the same night he killed her father, her husband, and her brother. Go ahead, tell whatever you want. Go ahead.
Okay, you're done. Okay, first of all, it wasn't rape, right? We don't. This is why the first thing I asked you when I came here, and you ran away from that question. No, slow down. You said you want to interrupt. I didn't interrupt you. The first thing I asked you is, what did Shafi'i say about the rules of sex? You didn't answer that, even though it's a very basic question.
I am telling you, Muhammad is the noblest example from Muslim.
Did I interrupt you?
I bring it to you from the top of the bottom.
Did I interrupt you? All right. That's right. So first of all, I asked you that question which you didn't know, but I will tell you the first thing he said, or the first thing I told you was the answer to that question is sex is for pleasure and no one can be forced into it. So this is a general ruling we have in Islam. That's the first thing, okay? And I can bring you quote upon quote upon quote. And in the Quran, in Surah An-Nur, Ayah 33, go get the reference, or Ayah 24, I mean, it says that you cannot force your maid or your concubine to have sex with you. It says in the
No,
Quran.
no, 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 no. You're wrong now. Give me the verse. Give me the verse.
Go
Adam,
get Surah An-Nur,
give me
verse
the verse.
33.
Give me the verse.
Yeah.
I have to get off this here because I
Surah
want
Nur,
to see
verse
myself.
33.
I'll come back to it again. No problem.
Surah,
Just a minute.
Surah Nur, verse 33. Go get it right now.
Yeah, yeah,
Share
yeah. I'm
Adam.
gonna read it. Go to
Adam, share it.
Adam. Do me a favor. Go to that verse. I'm gonna need to read it on the screen here.
Yeah, that's
Because
There
right.
you go.
friend is
Surah Nur, verse
making.
number 33, brother.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Scroll down, go to the English.
Wait, he needs to read Arabic. Hold on.
Okay, okay.
Go ahead,
Can you
read
read
for
in
me,
Arabic?
brother. What do you have there?
I want to hear Arabic. Go read in Arabic.
No, can you read it, my dear, our dear guest, Mr. Muslim?
I asked you. I want to see your Arabic level.
You cannot read the Quran?
I can, but I asked you first. Just go read it.
No. Can you read the Quran?
Yeah, I can.
You can read the first line for me.
I asked you to read it first.
I can read it. There's no problem. That's my mother tongue. I'm not going to learn Arabic.
Christian
I'm
Prince.
asking you if you know how to read Arabic, a good Muslim
You
friend.
Christian Prince have the same level of Arabic. But go ahead.
وليستعفف الذين لا يجدون كاحا حتى يغنيهم الله من فضله والذين يبتغون الكتاب مما ملكت ايمانكم فكاتبوهم ان علمتم فيهم خيرا واتوهم ما من مال الله الذي اتاكم ولا تكرهوا listen ولا تكرهوا فتياتكم على البغاء. Don't force your young females, these are the slaves, to be prostitute, not to marry you. You don't even know Arabic from English.
No.
That verse is Allah telling Muslims, don't force your girls, your little girls, the slave you got, to become prostitute. فلا تكرهوا ولا تكرهوا فتياتكم على البغاء إن أردنا تحصنا. If they choose not to have sex, listen to this. لتبتغوا عرض الحياة, that you may gain the riches of this world. When you have 10 girls and you make men sleep with them $2 a night, then you make riches.
Listen,
my
can
friend,
you listen?
You're picking up a garbage verse
You know that means
to prove to me that Muhammad did not rape.
You're a liar. You said I can speak, now I get to speak, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So don't try. This third time you interrupted me. Third time. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry,
First
man.
of all, this is a clear-cut ayah saying that your fatayatakum, this is speaking about the sex slaves, you cannot force them to have sex. It's clear-cut. That's the first thing. Okay. We have an ijma'a. That's right, an ijma'a amongst the salaf that you cannot.
Are you speaking Arabic or English? What is Islam? What is Islam? What is
إجماع. Do you know Arabic? What does إجماع mean? Consensus. تعلم اللغة العربية أنت يا حمار.
أنا حمار؟ أنت
والله أنت حمار.
أنت حمار وابن حمار وأبوك حمار وأهلك كلهم حمير من أيام محمد.
Now listen.
Now it's time to get this garbage out.
No,
you call me a donkey,
I've exposed you.
You call me a donkey. I did not say your Muhammad is a donkey until you call me a donkey. I said Muhammad was a rapist because he is. You pick up Quran chapter 24 verse 33, which teach that Muslims cannot force their slaves to be prostitute that they may get rich. But then he said in the rest of the verse, وَمَنْ يَكْرَهُنَّ فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ مِنْ بَعْدِ يَكْرَهُنَّ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. If you force them, well, so Allah, after you force them, is forgiven, merciful. That verse is not talking about marrying slaves, but hiring slave as prostitute. When you learn your Islam and you know your Islam, come talk to me about your Allah and your Quran. Once again, Muhammad was a rapist, and he's a noble example. So and that verse he brought to us does not help you at all. I'm sorry. That verse added more mud, add more water to the muddy Quran and the muddy Islam. Go ahead, Adam.
So, brother, the thing is that he said that this is ijma, but ijma has to be with all the tafsir writer. All the tafsir writer actually agrees that there were people who were using their slave girls to do prostitution, and they were in the prostitution house. Now, the problem is that because,
by the way, when a Muslim man Adam have sex with his slaves, that is not marriage. You marry to a free Muslim woman, 2 or 3 or 4, and if you cannot, if you don't know how to treat them alike, which Muhammad did not do it with his beloved Ayusha, okay, the little wife of his, then one and whatever your right hand possessed, whatever right hand possessed, a man can have 10 slaves, 50 slaves, 100 slaves, 1,000,000 slaves. That's not marriage. When a Muslim man rape a slave, that's not marriage. Marriage is a free Muslim women, up to 4 at the time, no more than 4. Go ahead, bro.
Okay. So this guy is giving us a verse where everyone denies his claim that this is what it is. So we can actually, for the sake of the audience, we can show it. And that's very easy. We can go to the seer of the Quranic verse, and we can go there. And then he called you, he
Hamar.
abused you,
Ana
yeah,
Hamar.
Hamar,
Hamar
donkey,
means a
because
donkey.
that's what
He
that's what
literally,
Quran says.
Adam, he made me equal to a donkey and a black woman and a Muslim woman. I'm sorry. A
But
black
that's what,
dog and a Hamar and a woman in Islam are equal. I'm not a woman. I'm not equal to a black dog. Don't call me Hamar.
yeah, that's what Islam teaches, by the way. Anyways, we all know that. So we see over here, where is it?
Here, that's good. I love this one here. And whoever among you who cannot have marry, or the one yankah is actually not marry. Whoever among you cannot if a free Muslim woman, okay, keep going.
Yeah, I'm going to the particular verse where it says that. So Ikrama said, they refers to a man who sees a woman and feels desires and when, okay, no, where is it? This one. So this is the command from Allah to the slave owners. If their servant asks them for a contract of encapsulation, they should write it, provide them, etc., etc., etc. If there is a big if you know that.
Adam, when you read the word if in the Quran, or the word unless, or the word but, or the word if, unless, but, there are 5 words I can get in my head right now. If you read these, that means that verse means nothing. Even in the laws of America, of Saudi Arabia, they changed the law in Saudi Arabia a few years ago, actually 2.5 years ago, where a woman in Saudi Arabia can drive a car. But guess what they did? They put the word if her father or her husband said that's okay.
Okay, then that's a done deal. They don't have the right.
It will never happen. Trust me. Which woman whom she knows that her husband is abusing her sexually and abuse her by verbally and abuse her physically and abuse her by having these other women with her in the house, which one of these will be able to sit in a car and drive a car and stay in her house for another night?
Exactly, and this is where, and force not your slave girls to prostitution. This is
Yeah,
the among the people of Jahiliyyah, there were some who, if they had slave girl, he
yeah,
would send her out to commit zina and would charge money for that, which he
sure.
would take from her every time. When
Mhm.
Islam case, Allah forbade the believers to do that. The reason why the ayah was revealed. So this is the asbabul nazul of this ayah.
But
According to the
I love the end
reports,
of it. I love the end of it. What happened if they did it anyway?
Allah is most forgiving, brother. Allah is
Allah
most
Akbar,
forgiving.
takbir, man, takbir. Allah Akbar. All right. Can we go back to our study, man? I really need to go back to our study. I don't know. This guy came and changed the subject, but that's okay. God is good. I love
But
it.
like, yeah, that I have a question for all the Muslimin who are gonna watch, because like when people come in and they try to give their own interpretation of the Islam,
They make
I
Islam
have,
so beautiful, man. They
yeah,
make Islam so beautiful. Yeah.
they try to make Islam beautiful, but instead of trying to give us your own interpretation, instead of telling us go there and go there, instead of doing that, I would recommend you guys to actually come up and show us what to show. Because if you want Imam Shafi, the biggest book of Imam Shafi of the Sharia and the fiqh is called Reliance of the Traveler, right?
Yeah.
And in that book, there is slavery mentioned multiple times. And it says slavery in K32, uh, the the culture and cruelty towards slaves and all,
Mhm.
zakat given to slave and purchases and the selling of the slave and the slave buying and their doing and
There
climate and
must
the
be
slavery
slave
and
and
all.
there must be master, brother. This is what a
Exactly.
Mufti of Egypt just a few years ago. Her name is Hala. I got this video. Do you want to watch that video? It's a funny one. But you know what? We're gonna be chasing rabbit. But anyway, in
Okay.
that video, we'll show it in the future, Lord's willing. Okay.
Amen.
Remind me when you talk about the topic of slavery in Islam, you have fun with that. But anyway, so she got the professor of the other university, the top professor of the university, and she got the Mufti of Egypt, both of them on her TV show live. And he said, the professor, he said, "What do you want me to do? Bring a razor and erase it from the word of Allah? You want me to erase it with a razor?" He said, I pray to Allah the day will come and every Muslim man will have free Muslim, free woman, and have 7, 8, 10, whatever he can, mashallah, of slaves to own and to do whatever he wish with them.
And Maria al-Qubtiya, what do you think of that, brother? Because Maria and Qubtiya gave Muhammad a son called Abraham,
Yeah.
right? So Maria and
Are
Qubtiya
you
is
really sure that Abraham is the son of Muhammad?
no, I am not, because Aisha said in one of the narrations that he does not looks like you or Muhammad, and right after
Not
that,
just the luck. If a man sleep with 20 women for 10 years, can't he get at least 2 kids from each one?
for sure.
Logic. If you're a macho man and you give him the power of 40 men of the garden, which means literally Muhammad can perform sex 400 times a night. I'm sorry, 4,000. A man in the garden have sex 100 times a night. He got 40 times 100. Let me look at my calculator just to make it here. 40 times 100, 4,000. Muhammad was a macho man. He can have sex 1,000 times a night. As a matter of fact, look at this. Muhammad. In one night, he slept with his 9 wives without wash. 9. If a man can do that, he's macho. He can get them pregnant every 9 months. Each one of them. In 10 years, you have 10 kids from each one. How many children does Muhammad have?
Just from Khadija.
Oh, Khadija was her children from before Muhammad. He did not. When he married Khadija, she was already over 40. She could not have any baby from him. Okay, so Khadija was married twice, and some say 3 times before she married to Muhammad. So Muhammad did not knock her down. Trust me, he could not get a baby from her. Her babies were grown up already because she has them from previous marriage. He had Abraham, and I'm sorry to tell you, Abraham is not his. But that's okay. You want to talk about Mary, the Coptic lady?
Yes, and it says over here, this is Islam QA info, and the question is, Hal Maria al-Qibtiya min ummahatul mu'minin? Is Maria Qibtiya one of the mother of the believers?
Yes. Can you go down a little bit more? I want to read some more.
Oh man.
Man, I can't read.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, you want to read the answers there?
That's the question. And the jawab is, Alhamdulillah, no, Maria al-Qibtiya is not one of the ummahatul mu'minin.
Oh my word! Now you destroy my. I was so proud of my ancestors, the Egyptian, that they are one of the mother of the believers is from my home country. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Don't talk to me anymore. Turn this thing off. I'm leaving. Anyway, but here's the truth. He said, listen to this. He said Muhammad did not rape. Muhammad did not rape Safiya or Rayhana. Now, can you open the Quran for me? Let's go to Quran chapter 66 and verse 1.
All right. 66
I
verse 1.
love that verse. It's my favorite verse, especially when I know that Allah Almighty, He knows how important it is. I'm sorry for the language, if we have some ladies, of a man to pass gas. So Allah made a whole chapter in the Quran. It's called the forbidden. Okay, and we know for sure that Allah free Muhammad because He know Muhammad loved to eat honey. And what happened is when you eat too much honey and you build more pressure in your stomach, lots of pressure, and then at night you have to get this pressure out. It's air, pressure, air, and what's makes sound and it smell bad. It's called fart. So Allah was so concerned about Muhammad eating honey, passing gas, so He gave him a whole chapter by this title, the forbidden. Okay, go ahead.
O
Read me.
Prophet, why do you prohibit yourself what Allah has made lawful for you, seeking the approval of your wives? And Allah is forgiving and merciful.
You see, Muhammad loved to eat honey, Adam, and he used to go to one of his wives, and she gave him lots of honey because she knows the following day he's going to Hafsa. Hafsa is the daughter of Amr. They did not like Hafsa because she's like, her nose up a little bit, she's proudful. So they say, you feed Muhammad honey, he go to Hafsa, he fart all night long, and she complained. She get upset. Smell and nose, smell and noise, smell and noise. So she told him, Muhammad, I swear by Allah, I don't like it anymore. You stop this eating of honey. Oh, sweetheart, Allah forgive me. I will never touch honey anymore. I will never eat honey anymore. With you, no more honey, no more farting, no more smell. Okay?
What about the other narrative of the story, brother?
What?
There is another narrative, there is another story other than honey over here, but okay, let's continue.
Verse 2.
Verse 2.
Yeah.
Allah has already ordained for you the dissolution of your oaths, and Allah is your protector, and He is knowing the wise.
You can swear, and Allah said, forget about it. It's okay. Because when you swear, you were compelled. She was complaining. I mean, what can you do? The man went to spend the night with her, and she said, not in my bed, not under my roof, not in my house, O Abbās of Allah. No more farting. No more farting, Muhammad. I'm telling you. So he have to swear that he will not eat honey, so he will not fart, so he will not make the bad smell, so she will be happy with him. But then later, Allah correct him. Oh, Muhammad, I made it lawful for you to eat honey, man. Eat honey, fart, and do whatever you want. You're the boss. So Allah said, so Muhammad, Allah, I already swear. I told her, I swear to Allah, I will not eat honey again. He said, no, I release you, Muhammad. You're free from that swear, and you can go ahead, eat honey. Go ahead, brother. Don't you dare laugh at the word of Allah. I'm going to show you this in the
Sorry,
interpretation. This is
sorry,
in
brother.
the interpretation of Muslim scholars. Yeah.
Sorry, brother. And when the prophet confined to one of his wives a statement, and when she informed the other of it, and Allah showed it to him, and he made known part of it and ignored a part, and when he informed her about it, she said, "Who told you this?" He said, "I was informed by the knowing, the aware."
So Hafsa had a meeting with the other ladies, all the prophets, Muhammad's wife, the mother of the believers, went to have a cup of tea, and she told only two of them. But you know what? Secret is no longer secret if you told two, because the two will tell the other two, and the other two tell the other two. All 13 wives know. Actually, there were 12. All 12 Muhammad's wife knows about it. What was about the secret? She said, well, Muhammad told her, sweetheart, I swear by Allah, I will not eat honey. I mean, can you imagine with me? Is Allah is really that empty head? He have nothing to talk about in the Quran except Muhammad eating honey and farting, and his wife and not his wife, and one tells the other, tells some and not tells the others. Okay, go ahead, read the next verse.
All right, next verse. If you too repent to Allah, for your heart has deviated, but if you cooperate against him who? Muhammad, then indeed Allah is his protector, and Jibreel, and the righteous of the believer, and the angels.
Oh my
Moreover,
world, oh my world, and the whole Muslim nation united with Muhammad because the man loved to eat honey, man. Allah made it lawful for him. Now, Allah made it lawful for him. He farted in Hafsa's house. She told the other lady. Now the whole Muslim believer, as a matter of fact, the Muslim of the world today who are watching us right now, I hope this video will hit 1 million or 10 million or 100 million. Everybody knows about Muhammad eating honey, farting in her house, on her bed, under her roof, in her night. Do you really believe this interpretation to be accurate?
absolutely not, brother. And in Asbabul Nazul, it says otherwise. It talks about Mariatul Qubtiya. Muhammad had sex with Mariatul
Okay.
Qubtiya.
Oh, good. Let me ask a question. Where in the Quran Allah said it is lawful for Muhammad to eat honey?
Nowhere.
Go back up, go up again. We have made it lawful to you. Why do you forbid what I have made lawful to you? When in the Quran Allah made it lawful for Muhammad? Forget about farting and smell and the stuff like that. God's my witness. If it's me, my
Nowhere.
wife would kick me out of the room. Trust me. I know
Nowhere,
for
brother.
sure Vicky will not allow that in her bed. But that's okay. I'm not Muhammad. I'm just Usama. Okay. So now, where in the Quran Allah said, "Oh Muhammad, we made it lawful for you to eat honey"?
Nowhere, brother.
Okay. Go to chapter 30.
3 verse 50.
Chapter 33, verse 50.
Yep, I know that. That's where Allah made lawful something else.
Are you sure it was not honey?
No, brother, that's. Oh, Prophet, indeed we have made lawful to you your wives and whom you have, wives to whom you have given due compensation, and those your right hand possesses.
Keep going.
From what Allah has returned to you of captive, and the daughters of your parental uncle, and the daughters of your parental aunt, and the daughters of your maternal uncle, and the daughter of your maternal aunt, who immigrated with you, and a believing woman, if she gives herself to the Prophet, if the Prophet wishes to. No, that's not married. This is stupidity, because the next verse says
Why
that
are
it is
you
not
reading
married.
this garbage lies, man?
Marry
But you know what?
her
Okay.
only for you, excluding the other believers who have certainly know what we have made obligatory. And this is the hibah verse. So
Okay.
any woman who gives herself nafsiha, and like he gifts herself to Muhammad.
Yeah. If Muhammad desired to F her, it's special for Muhammad, not to the rest of the believers. Now, let me prove to you. Is this Yusuf Ali? Whose translation is this?
This is Sahih International, the most wicked
Give
translation
me
ever.
Yusuf Ali if you don't mind. Give me Yusuf
Yusuf
Ali.
Ali. All right, brother.
I feel like I'm rude. I'm asking you like
No,
your
no.
worship.
Ask me anything, brother.
Hey,
Yusuf
you are
Ali.
my hero. Love you, man. I really mean it this time.
Thank you, brother.
'Cause last
Any
time I
believing
cried.
woman who dedicates her soul to the Prophet,
Yeah.
if the Prophet wishes to wed her.
Okay, good. Go to verse 52. Same chapter, 52.
Yeah, 52. That's what I'm saying. Like 51 and 52 destroys this concept because you can leave and get her back. It is not
52.
lawful for thee,
Yeah.
woman, after this,
To
nor
eat
the
more honey. Hey, I'm sorry. My glass is a little bit dirty. Let me clean my glasses. I can see. It is not lawful. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. No honey. Okay, I got you.
no honey. Okay, yeah, no
Right.
honey. Nor to change them for wives,
Oh, wait a
even
minute.
though
You mean before that, Muhammad can say, "Hey, Ali, yeah, I give you one of my wife. If you give me one of yours, sure, Abbās of Allah. Which one do you want?" Well, the smallest. I got one only 8 years. That's the one I want. Aisha's getting old. She's 12 now. I don't like her anymore. I used to like her when she was 8 or 9. So can you imagine Muslims who have no embarrassment of themselves when they read that garbage in the Quran? And this, I mean, how this friend who came a minute ago will interpret that? Muhammad, from now on, you cannot marry another one. Wait a minute. So verse 50 was not talking about marriage. If it is, Allah said, we made it lawful to you in verse 50. Any believing woman, marry or single, offer herself to you. We made it lawful to you to bam here. Okay? That is the right
yes,
interpretation.
tankiha.
Not to
Yes,
marry her.
tankiha. Yep,
Not to
yes,
marry her. No
tankiha.
marriage. Because if it is marriage, how in the world Allah changed his mind in 2 verses?
Exactly.
Doesn't make any
Exactly.
sense. Okay. So let's go back to Quran chapter 66, verse 1 to read the interpretation. Do you guys have any interpretation like Al-Tabari, Al-Qurtubi?
Yep,
Any?
I can go to Al-Qurtubi.
You're my hero, man. You're my hero. I love you, brother.
66 1. Okay, let's go to 66 1 of
Let's see.
Al-Qurtubi.
You talk about honey, by the way. I'm not joking. If people think I'm being funny or ridiculous about honey, Al-Tabari mentioned honey. Al-Tabari mentioned honey. But it is stupid of Allah to give me a chapter by the names of forbidden because he's so much concerned about Muhammad eating honey and passing gas and smell. I mean, that is so. If that is Allah, I want to have nothing to do with God. If that is really the mentality of God and the concern of God about Muhammad, his always not eat honey. This is so stupid. I'd rather to be an atheist and spend eternity in hell to believe in that Allah. But
There
that's
you
okay.
go. No worries, brother. There you go. The Al-Qurtubi. And here we go. And it says, An Aisha
Aisha
radiyallahu.
radiallahu anha. Let me translate you.
Yes,
Aisha,
brother.
Allah pleased with her, said that the Prophet of Allah, Allah's prayer and Allah's peace be on him, he used to stay with Zainab, the daughter of Jahsh. So he would drink with her honey. In her house, honey, of course. فتواطأت أنا وحفصة أن أتينا ما دخل على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم فتقول إني أجد منك ريح المغافر. أكلت مغافر داخل هذا. Hey man, let's get to marriage the cup to comment. Forget about honey, guys. But the honey is there. Allah,
Yeah, honey is
Allah is
there.
my witness. Hey, Adam, Allah is my witness. I'm not lying. It's written, honey. Okay, let's go to the next interpretation.
Yeah,
No,
the next
next one is
interpretation.
still honey. It's still honey.
Yeah, I know. It's page number 2. That's where we will have Maria the Qubtiya. Hold on.
Yeah.
Uh,
Here we go. At the top is
okay.
مغافر too. فدخل رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم هي the red one here. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
Ibn
where
Aida.
I was.
When the top still talk about the smell. The messenger of Allah دخل means went into.
Means had sex for the people to know that dakhala means had sex.
he visited her. He visited the lady herself. How? I don't know. He something. Okay. Now, Mary in the house of Hafsa. Okay. Here, go keep going in the house of Hafsa. وكانت حفصة غابت عن بيت أبيها. Hafsa was not there. She went to go to her daddy's house. I believe Omar was sick at the time. فقالت له she said to him تدخلها ببيتي, you go inside her in my house, okay. ما صنعت هذا من بين النساء, you did not do this with any of the other wives. يا خرابي. That's in Egyptian means يا لهوي, is like she's screaming, okay, she's upset, okay. You did not do this with any of the other wives. Here we go, you didn't do this with the other wife. إلا ما هواني عليك, I do not know what to do with you, okay. فقال لا تذكري هذا الشيء. Please Hafsa, I love you.
Don't tell Aisha.
Please, don't tell Aisha. Please, I appreciate it. I swear to Allah. Look at this. Here we go. وكيف تحرم? He said, فهي علي حرام. She is forbidden for me. That's the same word, by the way. If a Muslim man said about his wife, that means divorce is over. If I will tell my wife in Islam, you are forbidden for me, or I am forbidden for you, or I'm not lawful for you, or you're not lawful for me, or I don't want you to be my wife anymore, or you're divorced. Any word. By the way, I studied this in the College of Egypt when I studied Sharia, marriage and divorce in Islam. Thank Allah that these 2 years is the best 2 years I've ever studied anything about Islam. Sharia, Islamic law, marriage and divorce. So if a man say any word with the intent of divorce, the divorce is over. Okay, so he said, it's forbidden for me. Wait a minute. How can you forbid a woman you're not married to her? You just have sex with her.
Because sex with the slaves are allowed in Islam.
That's another thing. We just read it's made lawful to you. Any woman of herself. Did he rape her? No, I don't think he raped her. She didn't scream. She didn't. Ya Lahway, ya Kharabi. She come here, girl. This is what here's. I know the story exactly. I believe I remember. Omar got sick. Hafsa's daddy. So she said, "Oh, Abbās of Allah, I'm gonna go check on my daddy." Sure, honey, you go check on your daddy. Muhammad was boring all night now. I mean, he's macho now. Remember, he loved to make love. I mean, that's like who he is. Allah made him strong.
30 men, strength of 30 men, brother.
Hey, Mary. Oh yes, Abbās of Allah. Come here to bed, girl. I'm just go ahead and I'm gonna bless you tonight. Oh, sure, ya Abbās of Allah. She didn't say no. She didn't scream. He did not rape her. No Muslim can tell you he raped her. He just have good time with her. Anyway, so where we at? كيف تحرمها عليك وهي جاريتك? قالت حفصة. Next word, keep going. Next word. قالت حفصة. Hafsa said, how can you make her lawful and she is your slave?
Yes.
You know that Hafsa knows better Sharia Islamiyya more than Abbās of Allah?
Exactly, because this is the sentence that I love over here. وَكَيْفَ تُحَرِّمُ عَلَيْكَ وَهِيَ جَارِيَكَ.
Yeah, so فَحَلَفَ لَهَا أَلَّا يَقْرَبَهَا. I swear to Allah, I will never go close to her anymore. But don't forget, please, sweetheart, don't tell Aisha. I never saw it.
Okay, he said, La taskira la ahad. Check this out. Not just Aisha now. Oh, for Aisha.
Don't tell anybody else, because if it go out of me and you, it's no longer a secret. It will go all over the whole Muslim world. How can a man who claimed to be a prophet, the messenger of Allah, the best noble example, is afraid of his wife by the name Aisha, or somebody else that he may also go tell Aisha? Why Muhammad was always afraid of Aisha?
Because Aisha is the one who exposes Muhammad anyways.
And look what she was mad. To be honest with you, Hafsa was so angry and she was mad. If you know what, I think Muhammad was not smart. If Muhammad did not tell her, don't tell Aisha and don't tell anybody, she maybe will not do what she did. Look at the fun words. فَذَكَرَتُهُ لِعَائِشَةَ. So she told Aisha. فَأَلَ لَا يَدْخُلُ عَلَى نِسَائِهِ شَهْرًا. Oh my word, can you imagine? He could not wait for one night. Maybe it's not all night. Maybe Hafsa would come in the middle of the night. Later in the morning, he have some good time with her before he did not have sex for a whole month. I love it when Muhammad was not cursed. What is the word? When they made when remember got one of his hair and makes it
magic upon him.
Oh yeah, somebody made magic. Somebody made measure him. One of this nut was about losing the pleasure of sex, or do not know how to make love. So, so, so
No
Muhammad,
kidding.
so Muhammad wake up like 4 o'clock, and he said, "Oh, Aisha, that was good, baby. What? That was the best. I never have it that good with you before. What? What we did? What did we do, Apostle of Allah? We had good sex, Apostle of Allah. You were sleeping. You were snoring. You have never touched me for weeks. Oh, I did not. No, Apostle of Allah. Oh, okay. I thought I did. Next week, he's at Hafsa's house. Oh, Hafsa. Oh, sweetheart. That was the best. I never have it that good. What? What? You waking me up. What do you want? Well, that was great. What was great? Making love to you. You have never made love to me for weeks. So Muhammad used to think he's making love, but in the reality, he don't make love until they took this knot out from the hair. Oh, he became macho again. Okay, where we at?
That is Sahih Bukhari 5765 for the people who are here and do not know. Sahih Bukhari 5765. So that's
You mean
that's
I did not make this up myself?
no, brother. I'm
I
just
thought I'm a scholar. I thought I can make up stuff. Anyway, فاعتزلهن 29 ليلة. Muhammad got mad. He's angry. And you know what? All of you are what? As a matter of fact, we know from the teaching of the Quran and Muslims' current interpretation that he threatens them to get rid of all of them in one night. He divorced all 9. But praise Allah, if you have done it, we will not have one of the mother believers, Mama. Mama Aisha will not be Mama Aisha. Mama Hafsa will not be Mama Hafsa. Mama Zainab will not be Mama Zainab. And Mama, you know what I'm saying? So praise Allah that Muhammad did not change his mind, did not divorce him, and it's only 29 days. Exactly. Not 30 days. He said a month, but that month was 29 days. Praise Allah. And then Muhammad, made up with them, start, be good with him. Now,
unbelievable, brother. Unbelievable.
don't you love Muhammad, the noble, moral?
MashaAllah.
Masha.
MashaAllah.
He's so noble. He's so moral. May God have mercy on the stupidity of Muslims who believe in him. I cannot wait for Muslim to know Muhammad. Know Muhammad, study about him, and if you like him, well, praise Allah, stay in Islam.
And brother, by this, let me go back. Now I think we can move to our topic, and this verse is actually taking us to our topic as
Sure.
well. This is verse number 2. It says, and Allah has already ordained for you, O men, means all Muslimin, Mu'mineen, Mu'minat, the dissolution of your oaths. Brother, what does oath means? When you say by Allah, it means you are taking an oath, right? So it says in multiple ahadiths, I'm going to show you a few of them.
Yeah.
Muhammad says, whoever swears an oath, means whoever says by Allah, right? Wallahi, by Allah, swears an oath by Allah, and then sees that something else is better than it, let him do what is better and offer expiration of what he swore about.
Yeah.
So where is the swear? Where is the oath? Like you make an oath, and then you see something better, and you leave the oath away. Like where is the oath then?
Let's go to the book of Judges, chapter 11. Let me show you.
Let me open that.
The difference between a man in the Bible and the apostle of Allah in the Quran.
All right, we'll go book of Judges, chapter number 11. Which verse, brother, you want to go?
I'm going to give you the verse. For the sake of time, it's a long chapter.
But yeah, while you search for it,
no, I got
the audience. To the audience, like seriously, like where is the oath then?
Okay. Listen, go to verse 30. Verse 30. It's a joke, man. It's a joke. I'm going to show you the difference between a man in the Bible and the prophet of Allah in the Quran. Verse 30.
And now, see, you always make me read names. Jephthah made a vow to the Lord. It means an oath to the Lord. If you give the Ammonites into my hands, whatever comes out of the door of my house to meet me when I return in the triumph from the Ammonites will be the Lord's, and I will sacrifice it as a burnt offering.
Now, for the sake of time, go to verse 34.
34. When Jephthah returned to his home in Mezep, who should come out to meet him but his daughter, dancing to the sound of the drum. Oh man.
What he
She
said?
was she
Yeah.
was an only child. Except for her, he had neither son nor daughter. When
She's
he saw her,
only daughter.
only daughter.
He made an oath. It was a stupid oath. It was a foolish oath. But it's a man make an oath. What's so hard to? You know what? Change your mind. What is better than to save your only daughter? What happened?
When he saw her, he tore his clothes and cried, "Oh no, my daughter. You have brought me down and I am devastated. I have made a vow to the Lord that I cannot break." "My father," she replied, "you have given your words to the Lord. Do to me just as you promised,
Go to
now
verse
that the
39, brother.
Lord
Go verse
has
39.
avenged you."
Verse 39.
After the 2 months, she returned to her father, and he did to her as he has vowed, and she was a virgin.
Can you imagine with me? Jephthah, the judge, not the prophet of Allah, not the best of the best. I mean, literally, it's a man who made a foolish vow. Whoever come out of my house door, first thing come out, I will offer it to the Lord. And Jephthah killed his only daughter, no brother, no sister, because he want to keep his oath. Can you how that was a sinful act, but he kept his word. Kings in the Bible keeps the words. Prophets in the Bible keeps the words. Everybody in the Bible. The Bible said, I love it when he say, don't give an oath. Don't make an oath.
Yeah.
It is better in the book of Proverbs to, if you give an oath, you have to fulfill it. It's better not to give an oath than to break an oath. That's the Bible teaching. I can talk about that for a whole night, Adam. You and I, we can do the study in the future. But
Yep.
in Islam, go ahead, tell me, what about in Islam, man?
Yeah. In Islam, it says if you break an oath, if you make an oath, like let me give you an example of the oath in Sahih Bukhari. The chapter is Allah will not punish you for what is unintentional in your oaths. That's the chapter name, brother. The chapter name is Allah will not punish you for what is unintentional in your oath. Check this oath, brother. Sahih Bukhari 6623.
Yeah,
Prophet, the Prophet Muhammad. We are talking about Prophet Muhammad, brother.
yeah,
We are talking about Prophet Muhammad.
yeah.
Along with the groups of Al-Ashirian, in order to request him to provide us with the months, he said, "By Allah, I will not provide you with mounts, M-O-U-N-T-S, mounts. And I haven't got anything to mount you on." And Muhammad said, "By Allah, Wallahi, I will not provide you with the mounts." He swore by Allah. Look what happened. Then we stayed there along. Allah wished to stay, etc., etc. There will be very nice looking she camel were brought to him, and he made us ride them. So Muhammad made them mount on she camel. When we left, we or some of us said, "By Allah, Wallahi, we will not be blessed," as we came to the Prophet asking him for mounts, and he swore that he would not give us mounts, but then he gave us. So let us go back to the Prophet and remind him of his oath. When we returned to him and reminding him of the fact that he said, then what did Muhammad said? "Listen," he said, "I did not give you mounts, but it was Allah who gave you mounts." Sorry, brother. Sorry.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Takbir, ya Allah. Takbir, ya
And
Allah.
by Allah willing, if I ever take an oath to do something, and then if I find something else, then
Better.
the first I will make expiration of my oath. So where is the oath, brother?
It means nothing. It is lawful in Islam to break, to lie. But here is the deal. If you did not mean it in your heart, it means nothing. Did you mean it? You know how in America they cross the finger like this behind your back? That's
Yes.
exactly what Muslims do, but not behind their back, but in their heart. Did you mean it? No. Then that's okay. Faisal Shahzad. This is a guy who was stand before the judge lady in New York. He was about to put the biggest bomb in New York Times Square. And the judge lady asked him, "Didn't you become a citizen last year?" He said, "Yes." She said, "Didn't you give an oath to us as America?" He said, "Yes, I said it, but I did not mean it."
MashaAllah.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah.
Let me tell you about the oath, guys. And it says in Imam Ghazali's interpretation as well as it says in the in Reliance of Traveler, which is Al-Shāfi's book. And it says, if somebody give an oath, and it says Wallahi, right? And he, after giving an oath, he in the end says Inshallah. That oath means nothing because yeah, you're laughing because you know what Inshallah means. Let me tell the
Wallahi,
audience.
inshallah, if Allah wills. But
Yeah,
Allah does
if
not
Allah
will.
wills. So there is no oath, brother. So any Muslim who will take an oath by Allah or even on Quran, and in the end he will say Inshallah, there is no oath. There is no oath.
Yeah, yeah.
Because Allah did not will. If Allah did not will, how can my oath be oath? Because Allah did not will. So in our country, in Pakistan, whenever we would say, hey, yes, definitely, brother, this Monday I will be there and I will pay you 1,000 rupees that I owe you. I promise by Allah, inshallah, I will pay you. It
You know what,
means he will
inshallah,
never
you know
pay
what,
you, brother.
you know, Adam, you know what, inshallah in Egypt means? I think it's all over. It's like an international language. If I go, last time I was in Egypt, I almost hated that country. I was doing, I mean, so many things happened. But if you go to any business and somebody say inshallah, good luck. The word inshallah means good luck.
Means get
So
lost. It won't happen.
last time, yeah, I was in Egypt and I was really busy. I only have few hours, and this is my last trip. I'm not gonna go back to Egypt anymore, and I'm trying to do as much as I can in 2 weeks' time. Between Alexandria and Aswan, it's a big country. I have lots of friends. I want to say goodbye. So these friends, Usama, we need to come say hello to you and goodbye. It's good. I said, I will be waiting for you. He said, what time? I said, I will be up. I'm not gonna go to sleep. I'll be okay. So 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. They never show up. The following day, I am busy. I have a million things to do. Oh, Usama, we're coming. I said, what time? It was in the morning. We're just gonna just give us an hour, inshallah. I see. And when I heard the word inshallah, I know it's not gonna happen. As a matter of fact, I went and did 3-4 things, and I came back home. They were not there. And then they called. And when I said, okay, let me ask a question. What hindered you for coming to see me last night? Well, we were watching football. I said, that is so stupid.
What, watching football?
I said, I am here in this country for a few hours, and you love me so much, you want to come give me a hug and kiss goodbye because you're not going to see me again. And you sit and watch 2 hours stupid soccer game where you can come and watch it in my house here. I got TV here too. And what's happening in the morning? He's my brother. I said, by the way, don't come. I'm not going to see you. And I never met them. These are my friends. I have not seen for 10 years before that. And the last 20 years, I've never seen them.
Amen.
I
You did the right thing,
because
brother.
I'm sick and tired of the influence of Islam on us. I swear by Allah, inshallah. You know what inshallah means? You kiss the swear goodbye. It's like you never give an oath.
Exactly, brother. Exactly. Because inshallah means if Allah wills. By the way, let me read something for you, brother. You know Reliance of Traveler?
Yeah, I
What is
got
the
it.
Arabic?
I got
What is
it.
the Arabic name of it? I forgot the Arabic name.
Amdat al-Salik. What about it?
Umdat al-Salik, yes, by Imam Shafi, the
Yeah.
biggest fiqh and Sharia book. In the
That's what.
section,
That's, by the way, that's what they teach in the Azhar University in Egypt.
amen.
I mean,
In
if
this,
you are an imam, you have to study this material. Go ahead, bro.
exactly, because that's without fiqh and Sharia, you can't do that. In the section 019.5,
Yeah.
019.5, 19.5, it reads, when a person swear an oath about something in the future, affirming or denying that it will occur, but includes the expression inshallah before finishing the oath, then the oath is not broken in any event if he thereby intends to provide it or expires it. Brother, I'm not saying anything of my own. I give you everything by reference, brother.
I swear by Allah, you are so rude. You are an infidel. Are you an infidel?
Inshallah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, you know what? I want you to. Can you bless me with a verse, man? I want you to read a verse for me.
Yes, brother.
Can you go to Quran chapter 16, Al-Nahl, the bee, the bee, Nahl, verse 106.
106, my favorite verse.
Ah, come on now. Whenever I pick a verse, is your verse. Leave it alone. That's my favorite verse.
Brother, okay, that's your favorite verse, brother.
We can share it. How about that? Would be nice.
Awesome. Praise Lord. And it says, anyone who, after accepting the faith in Allah, utters unbelief, except, brother, except is still there, okay? Illa. Illa. Oh man, this illa is just unbelievable.
Except, unless, if, when, but. Here's the 5 word. Except, unless, if, when, but. Now I remember it. Go ahead.
Except under compulsion, his heart remaining firm in faith, but such an open their breast to unbelief. On them the wrath of Allah, and theirs will be dreadful penalty.
You know what?
People cannot understand that until we read the tafsir of this.
Yeah, let me read to you first the verse in accurate English translation.
Perfect.
My translation. Here we go. Whoever becomes an infidel in Allah after he believed, so he's a believer and he chooses to say, I'm no longer a believer, and he became an infidel, except one who was compelled and his heart is secure in faith. But whoever opened his chest to the infidelity, the wrath of Allah will be on him, on them, and they will have great torment. So we have 2 ways to become an infidel. After you're a Muslim believer, A, you're compelled. B, with your free will. So, brother Adam, did you become an infidel because you're compelled, or you did it with a free will?
Free will. Because I have a free will. Praise Lord.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Anyway, but here's the deal. So what is compelled?
That somebody is putting a gun at you and saying disbelief.
Okay. You know, Adam, the greatest thing, listen, guys, ladies and gentlemen, listen carefully. The closest thing to your heart is your belief, your faith in God, and your faith in Christ. After that, I care less. I care less. I'm going to show you why from the scripture as we go to the book of Matthew, chapter 10, I believe 33, Adam. So if you do not hold strong tight to your faith, there's nothing else in your life worth living for. You know how many Christians in Egypt were killed? I told you in the beginning of our program tonight, 4 million Christian men in Egypt were slaughtered by the hand of the Muslims, and their wives and their daughter were not raped by the Muslims. They were married to the Muslim by free will. Yeah, like this idiot told it earlier. No, Muslim never rape a slave or a concubine. They just marry them. Okay. Anyway, these 4 million Christian men in 100 years in my home country, Egypt, can easily live and survive. All what they have to say is this: Ashhadu anna la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. I bear witness there is no God except Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah, and they set free. Nobody will touch them. They will not lose their head. They will not be beheaded. They will not be speared. Their wife or their daughters will not be raped. They'll have their homes. They'll have their lives. They'll have their honor. They'll have their dignity. But they choose not to because they know that they cannot live a day after denying Jesus with sincere heart in their life.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
Why
And
did
then-
Muhammad taught us
why
about
did-
that in the hadith? Do you have
Brother,
a
let's-
hadith for us?
Yeah, I will show that. But let's read why did they not say shahada?
Yeah.
Because this is 10:33 of Matthew that you asked for.
Yeah.
But whoever denies me, that Jesus is saying, whoever denies me before men, him I will also deny before Father who is in heaven. So
Amen.
in Christian faith, if you deny, that's it, game over. So they laid their lives, they allowed them to kill themselves,
Yeah.
but they did not say shahada.
Sure.
Whereas
You-
Allah says, sorry,
Yeah.
brother.
Do you really believe that the Arab believed in Muhammad? The Bedouin believed in Muhammad. They were Muslim because they believe in Islam.
No, because they were forced to.
Okay, how about you go to chapter...
Don't you want to read the tafsir of this? Because this
Oh
tafsir
yeah,
is very
let's do this and we'll go to the other one later. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Amma Ammar. Let's read that.
أما عمار فأعطاهم ما أرادوا بلسانه. Okay, we can go a little bit before that. Can you go up a little bit from Ibn Abbas? Go 3 lines above this. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
وقال
قال
ابن
ابن
عباس.
عباس قال ابن عباس أخذه المشركون وأخذوا أباه وأمه وسمية وصهيبا وبلالا وخبابا وسالما فعذبوهم. They Ibn Abbas says that they took that guy and his mom and his dad and his brother and sister, and they literally torment them. وربطت سمية بين بعرين ووجدت قبلها بحرب. They put tied Samya, this lady, between two camels, and they put a spear in her heart, killed her. Anyway, وقيل لها إنك أسلمت من أجل الرجال. They told her, you became a Muslim because of the men. فقالت فقتلت, so they killed her. وقتل زوجها ياسر, and they killed her husband Yasir. Okay. وهما أول قتيلين في الإسلام. These are the two people who were killed in Islam. First of all, do you really believe that this story is true, Adam? When we read stories, just listen. When we read story about killing the Muslims, persecuting the Muslims, I wrote about that in my new book, Expressing the Truth about the Quran Revelation, Jihad, Volume 2 in the Quran. Unholy war in the Quran. Unholy war in the Quran, which is jihad in the Quran. When they say the Muslims were persecuted in Quraysh, imagine with me, Adam, Muhammad preached Islam for 13 years, from the age of 40 to the age of 53, when he started to claim to be a prophet until he left Mecca. And when he left Mecca, he had 40-some followers. What's so hard for the people of Quraysh to kill Muhammad and his 40-some followers in 15 minutes?
Nothing. It was nothing. By the way, just to let the audience know, in certain narrations it says 90 people, but like 90 people, 40 people, doesn't matter, because the first battle
Muslim
is
can behead 100 people in 10 minutes. Okay, cut their heads in 10 minutes. You can, in 10 minutes there's lots of time to kill 200 people. Okay, you got plenty extra time. You can take break and drink a cup of coffee while you're beheading. If the Muslims were persecuted and there were 40 or not, the number I got in Ibn Kathir, 46.
yes.
Okay. First he sent 13 or 14 of them to Ethiopia, and then they came back to Mecca when Muhammad claimed that Allah wal Uzza wal Manat are good gods, and then he sent them back to Medina, which is used to be Yasrib at the time. 13 years. How so hard for a big city like Mecca, as they describe it, huge city, okay, to kill 100 people in 13 years? They're gonna kill one every other week.
And plus, brother, listen, from the actual narrations, the Badr, in the Battle of Badr, Quraysh brought 1,000 men, right? 1,000 men to kill. Like, so how hard it is? Yeah, there's plenty of time to kill them.
Plenty of people to kill Muhammad and everybody. These are made up story like Alf Layla Layla, 1,000 Night and 1,000 Night. It's a long drama written by those who inspired to make poetry or to make stories, and about that man who was killing a lady every day if she will not tell him a story. She didn't have a story, so he married that woman. She lived with him for 1,000 nights because she's making up a story for him every night. When you read the stories, the interpretation of these are like made up stories. I guarantee you this was written a few hundred years after Muhammad died. Okay, and they tell you Ibn Abbas said it, and maybe Ibn Abbas know nothing about it. If we can bring Ibn Abbas to life right now, it's Ibn Abbas, that's Muhammad's first cousin. He'll tell you, I don't know anything about this people you're talking about, but that's okay. I love it. But it is using imagination. They were killing these people, crucifying them, and destroy them, tie them between camels and everything. Okay, now let's go to Ammar. Let's go to Ammar now. Ammar, فأعطاهم ما أرادوا بلسانه. He gives them what they desire, what they want, by his tongue. What do they want? They want him to say, I'm not a Muslim. Wait a minute. You killed all these people because he did not say, I'm not a Muslim. How much does he know about Islam? Were these really Muslim scholars? That lady, her name is, what's her name? Sumaya. Did Sumaya know anything about the Quran? I promise you. If there were persecution and they start tying it to camels, you know what she was going to say? I don't know Muhammad. He is a child molester, for heaven's sake. Did you see Aisha? At the time, Aisha was maybe 10 and a half years old.
Not even born, baby, because according to the verse, Revelation.
That happened earlier? Wait a minute. Yeah, that happened in the early days of Muhammad. Okay, so Aisha maybe was 4 years old, 3 years old. Anyway, I apologize. Sometimes I get excited and I get too much. So anyway, so how hard it is for these people to deny Muhammad to live. They're not like a scholar in Islam. The man did not even have one chapter of the Medina chapter yet.
Exactly.
I mean, he's half a prophet.
Half a prophet. That's a
Denying
good one,
half a
brother.
prophet is a denying half of a face. Okay. Look, like if it was not for the second half of Muhammad, the Medini half, Muhammad could not exist. It's a
Amen.
fact.
Yes.
It's a fact. So anyway, Amma Amr. So Amr told him by his tongue, I'm not a Muslim. Muhammad is not a prophet. I swear to Allah, Muhammad is not a prophet. You know, it's amazing to know how these stories are made up story, because you see the infidels in the story, Ibn Kathir, and the infidels swear by Allah. We swear by Allah. Wait a minute. If they're infidels, why are they gonna swear by Allah? When you read, it's called internal evidence that these writings of Ibn Kathir and others is made up. And they swear by Allah, even in the Quran, to know that the Quran is a made up book, and the infidels swear by Allah. How can an infidel swear by Allah? But anyway, so فشك ذلك إلى رسول الله. So now people, the gossipers, they went, oh Muhammad, oh Apostle of Allah, we know you are a half apostle by now, because you still have a way to go to Medina to write the rest of your prophecies, okay? Oh Apostle of Allah, that man Amr, he denied you. So now Amr is standing before Muhammad in Ibn Kathir writing and others. Literally, he was crying. He's crying, fearful. I don't think he's crying because he's repenting. Okay, he's fearful. Okay, so
It's like
what
because
happened?
yeah,
Uh,
he's
uh,
fearful because he thinks Muhammad will kill him or punish him.
okay, of course, it is. It's known. You leave Islam, will kill you. Not the infidels will kill you. You leave Islam, Muhammad will kill you. You
Yes.
see, if the infidels were crucifying and cutting people pieces and spears them and kills them, you should see Muhammad to be the compassionate and the loving and the great. No, Muhammad killed those who left him.
Yep. Man
فليمت
baddal
الله
deenuhu
وكفر.
faqtuluhu. Whoever changes their religion, kill him.
Yeah. So Muhammad said to him, how كيف تجد قلبك? How do you see your heart? If you are a prophet of Allah, you should know what's in his heart. Are you asking a guy you're about to kill for leaving you, how is your heart? Oh, my heart is so strong. Oh, Apostle of Allah, I believe in you 24/7. I believe in you all the time. No, here we go. قال مطمئن بالإيمان. My heart is مطمئن means in
Content.
content with faith, content with belief.
Yep.
So listen to this then. فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم فإن عادوا فعد. الله أكبر.
Amen.
فإن عادوا, if they ask you again to deny me, عد, do it again, deny me again. As a matter of fact, in another hadith, he said, he told the people his heart is full of faith. His heart is full of faith.
Amen, brother. His heart is full of faith, brother.
All right. So, anyway, so
So this is the verse of chapter number 16, verse number 106. That's why it's saying except
the exception.
in your
You know what, Adam? Here's a fact, man. I want you to go to Quran chapter 49, verse 14, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. I can't remember. 49, 14. But you know that I discovered from meeting hundreds of American young ladies who married Muslim men. I know that's not the topic, but just get until you get to the verse. All of them told me that their husband who married them, yeah, it is the right verse. It looked like the right one. Yeah, yes. Anyway, all of them told me that when I met Ali, when I met Mustafa, when I met Ahmed, when I met whatever name, he told me he does not practice Islam. He said he's Muslim because his parents were Muslims, but he know nothing about Islam and he care less about Islam. He will not practice Islam. And by the way, when they get married, the children will grow up to be whatever she wants. The children can be Christian, can be Jew. He care less. And it's amazing. Same lie. They are not Muslims. They're not practicing Islam. To all these women in America, and I traveled in the whole entire country, in Canada too. So I met at least 4 or 5 Muslim American lady who married to a Muslim man in every state. You're talking about a good 400, 500 ladies, okay? And all of them, after they have the first and second, the third child, he names the Muslim names. And then later, 5, 7 years later, they discover to their horror that their children are actually Muslims who he start taking them with him to the mosque. Why a Muslim man deny he's a Muslim when he fall in love with an American, beautiful, attractive, hot, sexy lady, and later he want to force her to Islam, or he leave her and go to another woman? They're practicing Islam, Adam. They're
Absolutely, brother.
practicing Islam.
Absolutely, absolutely. And thank you for showing us that. And this verse is very important as well, which you made me open. Unbelievable.
How many? Here's my question before we read the verse. How many Arab were truly Muslim believer in Muhammad? Believe in what? When you say Muslim believe in Muhammad, believe in what? Can you imagine? Just use imagination. Here's Muhammad in Medina now. He's
Hmm.
become strong. He become good prophet, and he walking with this little girl in his hand. And the people ask, "Oh, hi, sweetheart, how are you?" And she hold her dolly in her hand. Do you love Grandpa? Grandpa? Oh no, that's not Grandpa.
Brother.
Oh, that's my husband.
uh,
What man was logic or common sense who believe in Muhammad to be a prophet, knowing that he is living with this little girl, Aisha? The Americans are shocked the last 2 months. They brought so many people from Afghanistan, 120,000. What the American people were shocked is this. They found that many of these men having little wives, girls, and they start
Absolutely.
talking about it and shut up, close your lips, don't you dare say a word about it. The subject is open and closed in the same night. These Muslim
Absolutely.
men in their 50s and whatever age marrying to little girls who look like 9 years old, 10, 11 years old. The American people were shocked, and to show you the stupidity of the stupid American and the destruction of America coming soon, they close the subject, don't talk about it anymore. These are not men. We're going to change the constitution in America. I can move neighbor to be a neighbor to some of these Muslim Afghani, and I'll pretend I'll get my niece or one of my grandniece, and I will say this is my wife, and I want to see how the media in this community will react to me. I guarantee you, they will shut up their mouths. They will not say a word because they know they are going to open a big worm, big bag of worm. They cannot handle one or two of them. Anyway,
You are absolutely right on that. Let me add to that point. I did a live stream a week ago on the 28th of October, and the title of that live stream is "Fight Islamophobia."
yeah,
So basically, your latest senator, Ilhan Umar,
she's a congresswoman. Yeah,
Congresswoman, sorry, my bad, Congresswoman Ilhan Umar, actually put a petition in the
Congress.
Senate, Congress
Yes.
Senate, that we should have a law for Islamophobia, brother.
I know. I am one of
So,
them. I was number 13, I believe, 13 or 14, something like that, on the list of the SPLC, Southern Poverty Law Center. And I take it as a badge of honor. Islamophobia, usama, dakdok. And now they added so many people. I guarantee you're on the list if they know who you are. So now the list got so big that I don't feel like I'm important anymore. There were like small number of people, a good uh, maybe 20 years ago, and I felt so good. Man, I became famous by the SPLC. But now I'm not. I don't care because there are too many people there. Anyway, go ahead.
so now CAIR, I don't know whether you call it care or whatever. They
Care, yeah.
they back up Ilhan Umar.
Sure. They want to shut people like you and I down that will never be heard because we're Islamophobic people. We are sick with Islamophobia. Hey, remind me in the future we do a presentation. Really, I would love to do it with you. We can do it in my channel. We do it in both, so we can catch both sides. I'd like to one is called Islamophobia, fact or fiction. If you can remember that, Islamophobia,
Islamophobia
fact.
factor figure. Let me write it down,
Yeah.
and then we will do
That's a
that.
good one. I'd love to do it in both sides. I will do it mine and yours in the same week or separate week. It doesn't matter because the more we put these facts outside, the better it is to wake up this country. That's my heart desire.
And let me show to the people something, that it is not us who are saying these things. This
Yeah.
is what we this is what has been taught in Pakistan.
साल
This
मेरे
is
हाथ
a this is a Urdu video. This scholar of Islam, of
Mhm.
Pakistani scholar of Islam, when he died, his janaza, he died like a couple of years ago. His janaza funeral procession,
الفاتحة الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك
yeah,
يوم الدين.
was comprised of over 500,000 people, brother. Okay, this is a big scholar in Pakistan. Let's see what he is saying so that everyone who does not know that would know
Hmm.
the difference between Islam in a Muslim country was Islam in West. By the way, love for Muslim brother, thank you so very much. This brother said to you that Lala, which means brother, you are like a babbar share, you're like a lion.
Ah!
Amen.
Hey, my name Usama means a lion in
Oh
Arabic
yes.
language.
Oh yes, brother. Amen. So let's listen to what he says,
Sure.
and I will translate.
मौला ने ऐलान नबूवत नहीं फरमाया उस वेले भी हुजूर अखलाक हुजूर दा खुलुक अजीम ते उस वेले भी सी
He says for the first 10 years, Muhammad did not pronounce. Sorry, for the first 40 years, Muhammad did not pronounce the Ilan Nabuwa. He was not prophet, right? And this is Khadim Hussain Rizvi.
फिर 13 साल हुजूर ने तबलीग फरमाई मक्के विच 100 बंदा मुसलमान होया
And he says for the first 13 years, Muhammad preached Islam in Mecca, and around 100 people became Muslim. Not according to Ibn Kathir, but fair enough. Let's listen to what he says.
Exaggeration, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
That no, no,
जब
what?
हुजूर
Wait a minute. 113 years. That's like 8 every year. Do you know when the Apostle Peter preached his first sermon in Act 2, how many people got saved?
Over 400?
3,000.
Oh, wow, yes.
And the following day, how many people got saved? 2,000. 5,000 new believers believed in Jesus Christ, and they were baptized in 2 sermons. I think Prophet Peter is much greater than Prophet Muhammad. What do you say?
Amen. Amen, brother. Amen.
13
Amen.
years, and he got 100. There were 46. Okay, 100. How about I'll make him 150?
Okay.
Who give me 175, 175, 180, 200. I got 200. I got 200. Okay.
All right. So, yeah, let's say 100 for the sake of argument. Only 100. That's what he's saying.
तलवार चाहिए लोग कहते हैं ना इस्लाम अमन से फैला मेरे साइड में बैठ के कोई बात करे इस मसले
He says, but when Muhammad got the sword, who wants to come and talk to me? Who wants to come and talk to me? Who says Islam spread by peace? Come and sit in front of me.
13 साल में 100 बंदा मुसलमान
In 13 years, only 100 people became Muslim.
सहाबा ते घरां ते कब्जा कर लिया हबशे
People were capturing the houses of companion of
की
Muhammad.
तरफ हजरत बिलाल दा कुट-कुट के अगले धो काट देता
They were beating Hazrat Bilal left, right, and center.
केड़ा जुल्म है जेड़ा नहीं होया
Which zulm, infliction of the punishment did not happen on them.
जब इस्लाम पावर में आया
But when Islam became in power,
पावर वो रसूलुल्लाह की तलवार से है
and the power was the sword of Rasulullah.
साथ खुलुक अजीम भी तो सिर्फ हज्जतुल वदा दे मौके ते 1.25 लाख हुजूर दा नाल बाकी औरतां बच्चे बाकी सारे
And when Islam became in power and Muhammad had the sword, at the time of Hajjatul Wida, means the last pilgrimage, 125,000 people were Muslim.
He's exaggerating. He's
Yeah,
exaggerating
he is, but listen, brother. Listen, I don't care. Like, the thing
There
is,
were
you need to,
10,000 men came from Medina with Muhammad to Mecca, and there were 2,000 in Mecca joined him. The total is 12. How in the world he come up with 120? That guy does not know any math. Did he go to
brother,
any school?
yeah, but like he's exaggerating, I know, but look at the theme what he's saying. Like,
I know.
this is what has been taught to us in Pakistan.
Yeah.
Okay, check this out, check the further. I know the numbers are exaggerated, way exaggerated. It doesn't go by Ibn Kathir, it doesn't go by any early scholar, but listen to what he's saying in the verdict.
जो सारे मुसलमान थे नहीं सन आए हज करन हुजूर नाल वफूद ही आए सन
They were not all that came with Muhammad. Some of the wafud were from there.
कितने मुसलमान हो चुके सन कितने 9 साल है
How many people became Muslim in 9 years?
1 साल था जिहाद होया ही नहीं ना
The first 1 year jihad did not happen. So the jihad was only for the 9 years, you know.
पहले
Amen.
साल जिहाद तो दूसरे साल तो शुरू हुआ तो फिर 9 साल इजाद
So, and then jihad happened from the second year. And in 9 years, what happened?
नसरुल्लाह वल फतह वरायत अन्नास यदखुलून फी दीनिल्लाह
إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحُ. That's the ayah of the Quran, verse of Quran. إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحُ وَرَأَيْتَ النَّاسَ يَدْخُلُونَ فِي دِينِ اللَّهِ أَفْوَاجًا. Yeah. So
ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਸਲਾਮ ਦੀ ਪਾਵਰ ਹੀ ਖੋ ਛੱਡੀ, ਜਿਹੜਾ
when you have left the power of Islam, means the sword,
ਉੱਠਦਾ ਹੈ ਇਸਲਾਮ ਅਮਨ का दर्श देता है। इस्लाम
whoever stands up, he says Islam spreads by peace. Islam tells us to go for peace. Islam is peace.
अमन से फैला, इस्लाम अखलाक से फैला, तो मैं कहा 10 फिर 13 साल में कितने मुसलमान हो?
And he says that, then I asked them, tell me, how many people became Muslim in the first 13 years of Islam? You stupid arrogance, ignorance.
ये सब यहूद और नसारा के एजेंट थे जिन्होंने इस्लाम की पावर को खत्म कर दिया।
These were the agents of the Yahudo Nasara, means the Jews and the Christian, who demolished the power of Islam, which means he's saying that Yahuda Nasara said that Islam spread by peace, not the Muslims said that. So Yahuda Nasara made Islam sissified, and they said Islam did not spread by peace. It spread by it didn't spread by force and sword. It spread by peace. It's
ऐसे ग्रोह पैदा किए गए ऐसे इस्लाम थोड़ा फैला।
He said they created certain groups which would say Islam did not spread by and peace and akhlaq.
40 साल मेरे आका मौला ने अमन का दर्श देता है, इस्लाम अमन से फैला, तो मैं कहा 10 फिर 13 साल में कितने मुसलमान हो? ये सब यहूद और नसारा के एजेंट थे जिन्होंने इस्लाम की पावर को खत्म कर दिया। ऐसे ग्रोह पैदा किए गए ऐसे इस्लाम थोड़ा फैला।
So brother, when you see the Eastern scholars of Islam, they are very vocal about that. We have to show that to the West.
Hey, I heard that all my life in Egypt, and here you are, here in Pakistan all your life. It is a history. It is a reality. They used to lie into us in the school, but when you go to the mosque on Friday and with loudspeaker, every mosque, you hear it over and over and over again. And here is my question. Islam spread by the sword according to this guy and according to the word of Allah and according to the hadith, the saying the son of Muhammad. What happened after Muhammad died?
That's the first 1 year after Muhammad died, Abu Bakr did Hirbul Ridda. Anyone who left Islam, kill them.
First of all, after Muhammad died, 4 new prophets show up on the stage of the Arabia. 4 new prophets, because each and every one of them says, I can be like Muhammad, and I can be rich like Muhammad, and I can be dictator like Muhammad, and I can be savage like Muhammad, and I can have little girls like Muhammad, everything like Muhammad. 4 new prophets. And the apostasy, it was huge. The apostasy was huge. And they went to war of apostasy, the Hurub al-Ridda, and thousands of Muslims were killed by the thousands who left Islam. I mean, you're talking about Islam grew in the last year of Muhammad. He did not know that. When Muhammad came back to Mecca, there were 10,000 plus 2 is 12,000. Yes. In the last year of Muhammad's life, between the age of 62 and 63 when he died, Islam grew to be 100,000 in 1 year. So in the first 13 years, there were 40 some Muslims. Say 100, it makes the number of Islam. And then they grew up to be 10. He came back to Mecca in 1 week. They added 12,000 men. And then in 1 year, there'll be 100,000 men. How? By the edge of the sword. 12 armies were standing, ready to go the day Muhammad died. Abu Bakr, hold them. Say, hold it. We cannot go right now. These are invaders. These are not Muslim apostle, Muslim disciples like Jesus have 12 disciples. No, these are Muslim fighter, warrior, love. That's more than life. They're going to invade. They're going to invade. He said, hold it. We have a problem. Let's first stop the fire in the house before we can go to the rest of the world. And that's when the war of apostasy is. 12 armies are fighting. Wait a minute. I thought they all believed in Muhammad. I thought they all know Muhammad. I thought they all love Muhammad. Why all of them are leaving Islam? Why do you need 12 army to end the fire of the apostasy in Saudi Arabia before you get to the rest of the world? If they're all Muslims, go to Quran 49:14, brother.
All right. 49:14.
And I know when you read the interpretation of the scholar, that verse, they tell you 2 guys or 3 guys or 4 guys. I'm talking about all the Bedouins. I'm talking about all the Arabs. That's how I understand that passage within the setting, is a historical setting of what happened the day Muhammad died. Notice, Adam, I did not say a week after Muhammad died. The day Muhammad died. they said the Shahada, we bear witness there is no God except Allah and Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. Did they say it because they believe it, or they said it because they need to save their necks?
Because they need to save their necks, brother.
The Bedouin said, we believe. قالت الأعرابي آمنا. قل لم تؤمنوا. Say, you do not believe. ولكن, but, قولوا, say, أسلمنا, we surrendered, we submit as a result of fear. My own interpretation. Okay? ولما يدخل الإيمان في قلوبهم, and the faith never entered your hearts. There's no faith here. If you don't believe it here, what difference does it take if you say it in your mouth or not? What is a Christian belief? You believe in your heart and you confess in your mouth. Believing in your heart is more important than confessing in your mouth, because you say it with your mouth and Jesus is not in your heart. You're not a Christian. وَأَن تَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ, and if you obey Allah and His Messenger, I love it. All over the Quran. We need to do a study one night, Adam. Allah and His Messenger. Can you write this down for me? Allah and His Messenger. We're just going to look throughout the Quran. Allah and His Messenger. You don't obey Allah. Forget about Allah. You obey Allah and His Messenger. لا يلتكم من أعمالكم شيئا. You will not lose anything of your work. إن الله غفور رحيم. Surely Allah is forgiving, merciful.
Brother, in this verse there's a very nice problem as well. If people could comprehend what the verse is saying, it's saying that certain people said we believe, means like the Shahada, we believe, but Allah is saying no, believing is not sufficient. You have to fully submit to the commandments of Allah and His Prophet, brother.
No,
that's what it's saying.
But the verse did not say that. I love it how they make up interpretation to the Quran. And I will go with 99.9 of the verses of the Quran, as I love how Muslim scholars always start by scholar disagree. اختلف العلماء واختلف المفسرون. Good. The scholar disagree and the interpreter disagree. And I love it because the last sentence, you read this in my 2-volume books, Exposing the Truths About the Quran, the Revelation of Error. Every time scholars disagree, always end Wallahu A'lam.
Wallahu A'lam. Yep, that's true. That's true.
Allah knows best. So, when you say the Bedouin said we believe, say you did not believe, but say we surrendered. He did not say two names of some guys, the Bedouins, the Arabs, because in reality they did not believe. You believe in what? You believe in a child molester? You believe in a sex offender? You believe in a womanizer? You believe in an adulterer? You believe in a thief, a thug? What is to believe in? For heaven's sake, when Jesus was in this earth, many believed in Him, and thousands follow Him. At least when they're hungry, they got a free meal. Can you imagine? Jesus said to them, you did not follow me because you believe, but because you satisfy your stomach. Jesus can read their mind. Muhammad cannot read anybody's mind. Muhammad knows nothing. So they follow Jesus. 5,000 follow Jesus. When in the life of Jesus have ministry for 3 years, not 30 years, 3 years, not 13 years, 3 years. And in any occasion, you get thousands, 5,000 follow Jesus. And they saw the miracle of Jesus. He fed them from nothing. Exactly. He did great miracle. He raised their dead. He healed their lepers. He opened the blind. You can read the Quran too about Jesus' miracles. What is in Muhammad for me as a Muslim guy, as an Arab guy who lived in Mecca or Medina to believe in? Can you share with me, Adam? I'm not joking. I'm not being sarcastic here. I didn't mean it. Share with me something about Muhammad to make me believe in him. Concentrate. Don't rush to answer me. Take your time. What do you know about Muhammad? Maybe will make me to believe in him.
That's a very difficult question, brother, because
come on, man, come on. There must be something good about him.
You will attack and you will get blonde girls to have sex with unlimitedly.
Okay. Get some Muslim to answer that question for me. Do you see any Muslim in your chat room right now? In your
I have a few dislikes, so the Muslims are there. So let's see if
any Muslim can share with me something good about Muhammad, make me believe in him to be a great prophet or a messenger of Allah, so I can believe in him. Go ahead. I'm willing to learn.
Let's see if somebody answers. But in the meantime, Love for Muslim says, I cover both of you in the blood of Christ Jesus. Amen. Thank you, brother.
Amen.
And yeah, so in the meantime, brother.
In the meantime, you're not going to have an answer. Let me put it this way. I challenge a Muslim, not tonight, maybe another time, if you find any Muslim, I challenge a Muslim to share with us one sin Muhammad did not commit. And I
Okay,
tell the Muslim of one good thing Muhammad did after he became powerful as a prophet of Allah. I know. Muslim would tell me stories. Yes, Muhammad used to clean the poop of the Jewish man in front of his house every day. You heard the story before?
brother, but that's the most fabricated hadith in the history
I
of
know,
fabricated
but I
hadiths.
need something after Muhammad came back from Medina in the last beautiful year. He got the full Quran is finished now. He's not half a prophet now. You understand now? When he was in Mecca, he was half a prophet, half a messenger. Because when you have half of the book, you're not but a half. Okay. Now he came back from Medina. The Quran is finished. Chapter 9 is written. Praise Allah. Allah is no longer merciful because even Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim is edited. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Allah took it out of the Quran. It is abrogated. So now we got to the final word of Allah, chapter 9. The Quran is finished. Al-Yawm akmaltu lakum dinakum. Today I finished, I complete your religion. Tell me what is good about Muhammad that I can follow and become a Muslim.
You can lie.
I'm talking about good, Adam. Not
Oh,
lie.
but
Liars go to hell. Liars go to hell. The Bible says, thou shalt not lie.
brother, you're comparing it with the Bible, brother. You should not.
I'm
Like the
sorry.
moralities of the Quran doesn't set with the moralities of the Bible, brother.
All right. How about this? How about this? Muhammad said, I love this one. It is lawful to lie only in 3 cases.
Amen. Yes.
A man to his wife that she will be pleased with him, or at the time of war, because war is deception, or to make peace between people. Obviously, he meant Muslim people. Now, listen carefully. Listen carefully. Haram means forbidden. In Islam, lying is haram. Lying is forbidden. Only in these 3 cases. You can lie to your wives, you can lie to your enemies, and you can lie to your friends. Besides that, you cannot lie.
And then Muhammad says, he who makes peace between the people by inventing good information or saying good things, it is not a lie.
Yeah, you see, you and your buddy, let's pick up Sam. Allah, brother Sam Shimon. Praise the Lord, bless him and watch over him and keep him safe. We love this brother very much. But imagine you and Sam have a problem. So I go to Sam and said, you know what, Sam? Adam said so many nice things about you. He loved you, man. And you know, this problem happened between you. It's just the devil, you know. That is after you tell me you hate his guts. Now, when I tell him that, he said, no, he's the son of Is, and he's this, and I come to you. You know what, Adam? I just talked to Sam, and Sam Shimon speak very highly of you. He said, you are a son of generosity. Your daddy is the best man he ever met. He loved your family. He loved your tribe. He loved everything about you. Oh, he did say that? And then he started cooling off now. I said, I did not tell him what he told me last time. But, you know, I just let you know that Sam really appreciates you. Well, you know, I still hate his guts. I go, you know what? I just talked to Adam. He said he loved you so much. And you keep doing that back and forth, and then in the end, come on, guys, let's get together. Let's hug each other. We're still good Muslims. We're brothers, blood thicker than water. You splash me with water, I splash you with blood. Me and my brother against our cousin, and me, my cousin, against our enemy. Allahu Akbar, takbir, Allahu Akbar, takbir. I met you and Sam hug and kiss in the cheeks, and we become good friends. See how lies work? I made peace between 2 brothers. But in reality, I lied and deceived both of them to make them like each other for a while. So, but if you lie to your wife and to your enemy and to your friend, who else can you lie to?
There's nobody else left. And by the way, war is deceit, so you can lie to kafirun anyways. So
Hey,
that's a
you cannot lie to your camel. The verse said, he said, I don't see no lying to camel. The hadith did not say you cannot lie to your camel. You lie to camel, it's sin.
brother. Let's check the war thingy as well. I know here it says, yes, despite the condemnation of the betrayal, Islam allows deception in war in order to attain victory.
Yeah.
The scholars agreed that it is permissible to deceive the kuffar in war in any way possible. Brother, how many type of jihad are there in Islam, brother? Jihad bil lisan, jihad bil yadayn,
First, you start with your hand, brother. You jihad with your hand. And if you cannot, it's with your tongue. If not, it is with your heart.
Jihad. So
Allah
three
Allah.
basic type of jihad are there. So jihad simply means struggle. Let's, for the people who knows the word meaning.
Struggle my foot, but go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, just take the narrative. But when you are struggling with your tongue, so you are lying because it's a war. Because let's go to these. By the way, this is, let me give the people this this Islam Q&A article so that people could read as well. I am just
Yeah.
putting it there so that you could read in fullness. Let's go to the first time when the Shahada was mentioned. We go to Sahih Muslim and we will go to Kitabul Iman. Okay, we'll go to Kitabul Iman and we go to chapter number 8 of the Kitabul Iman. Okay, we'll go to chapter number 8. It says the command to fight the people until they say La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah and establish Salah. So this is the name of the chapter of Kitabul Iman in Sahih Muslim. It says that so every Muslim is in war with a non-believer till eternity, unless every non-Muslim say La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
and it says, let me give you one of the very clear hadiths on this, 21b. It says, I have been commanded, Muhammad is saying, to fight against the people till they testify the fact that there is no God but Allah and believe in me. I am the messenger of Allah in that, and I have bought. And when they do it, only
Their blood,
then their
their blood,
blood and riches are guaranteed protection.
unless you have to pay portion of it to Allah. Yeah.
Exactly. So,
Well, the whatever the percentage they want to get out of you. Oh, yeah. Go ahead, brother.
so basically, this is the doctrination, the true doctrination or doctrine of truth of Islam in
Yeah.
reality. I think you had a presentation as well. We didn't go to your presentation
I,
because
I want to just share the first one slide. I'm not gonna share much. I'm gonna share this one slide, and then I want to go to Taqiyya 328 if you don't mind. If we can get
yes,
328
yes,
ready, that'll be
yeah,
good. Let me put this wonderful statement because I believe that really what we have here is what's happening in America, what's happening around the world. Share. I'm gonna go here, and I will go here, and I'll go here. Just one slide, not much. Hopefully people can get the point here. Here we go. This is Joseph Goebbels. Joseph Goebbels is the propaganda minister under Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler. Listen to what Joseph said. This is powerful, guys. This is so powerful. Okay.
If you tell a lie big enough and keep repeating it, people will eventually come to believe it. The truth is the mortal enemy of the lie.
You know how Islam exists in the West? You know how Islam exists in Europe and Canada and Australia and New Zealand and many parts of the world, around the world, where nobody knows anything about Islam, but they believe the lies which Muslim teaches about Islam. All the lies which Muslim teach about Islam, that's exactly what the people say. And the catch is this: you tell a lie big enough and you keep repeating it. Since September 11 until today, the lie started that the act of September 11 are radical extremists. Radical Muslim, extreme Muslim. Says who? Says George W. Bush. 7 years. And the Muslim in these 7 years did not say anything. They say, yes, these are radical Muslims, these are extreme Muslims. I can show you videos of Muslims saying these are the acts of radical Muslims, extreme Muslims. And then the water get a little bit warmer. We got Barack Hussein Obama in the White House, and he immediately removes the word radical Muslims and extreme Muslims, and he just so calls them radicals. No Muslims. They have nothing to do with Islam. And somehow this lie continued for 8 years that today the West does not understand the right hand from the left hand. We become so stupid, so ignorant, so our destruction. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And the evidence is in the pudding. I mean, you think about it. When I go speak in a church, Adam, or a school, and you get a couple hundred people, 300 people attend my meeting, and then one lady stood up. Sir, you cannot paint all Muslims with a white brush. Why is that, ma'am? Well, I got my neighbor, Dr. Muhammad, his wife. They're beautiful people, sweet people. and Mr. whatever, an engineer whatever, and they gave me all the names of the Muslims in America who are so wonderful, so beautiful people, and so loving people. And I'm not doubting that these people, the American people, are telling me the truth. I don't think an American man or woman will stand up in a meeting to critique me of what I'm teaching unless they're convinced that these neighbors of hers are the best neighbors she never had. A man told me, when I go to Canada, he's a snowbird. When I go to Canada, I leave my kids with them. They take care of my house, check on water, check on everything. When people ship me stuff, they put them inside the house. I trust them more than any Christian in my neighbor. Yes, indeed. They're trustworthy Muslims. Why? One of two things. Number one, they know nothing about Islam.
Yes.
They're deceived Muslims. Or number two, they're practicing Islam. What do I mean practicing Islam? Show me the verse, brother. Show me the verse.
There you go, brother. And it says, let not believers take disbelievers as allies rather than believers. And whoever does that has nothing with Allah except when taking precaution against them in perdurance. And Allah warns you to Himself, and to Allah is the final destination.
I don't know why you come up with this weird translation, man. You need to download my translation on your computer. At least we can compare it, okay? Believers, do not take infidels for friends rather than believers. And whoever among you does this, he have nothing to do with Allah, except that you should guard yourself from them cautiously.
Cautiously. Yeah, that's what Yusuf Ali is saying, basically. Pretty close to
Yeah.
yours. Yeah, I just changed to Yusuf Ali.
Yusuf Ali, son of a gun, he's not like me, man. What do you say? But anyway, so now if you read the interpretation of that verse by Muslim scholar, I love Al-Jalalain. He said, Muslim believers should never take infidels for friends. If the Muslim believers have large number of weapons and people. But then he said, but if they are afraid of them, they can take them. I'm speaking from my head, guys. I can open my computer and I'll give you the right exact word. But if they are afraid of them, I'm sorry.
I said if you want, I can do that. Hold on.
It doesn't matter. I'm not making it up. I mean, maybe a little bit worded different, but it's the same information. But you can take them as friend if you're afraid of them with your tongue, not with your heart. And this is before the might of Islam. And this can be practiced to whoever live in a country he's not strong in it. Muslim at USA. You found the interpretation, brother?
Yes, it's right there, brother.
Go ahead, read. I'm sorry, man.
No, you're absolutely right. And I highlighted your part, like to them through the words, but not in your heart. This was before the harmonage of Islam and applies to any individual residing.
Yeah. That's not even accurate. To them with their tongue, not with their heart. Tongue, not words. Word is kalimat. Yes. Tongue is lisan. Bil lisan dun al qalb.
Yeah, applies to any individual residing in the land with no say in it. God warns you. So,
by the way, Adam, how you know the translation is accurate or not? If you use the word God, capital G-O-D, like you have it right now, that means that's a BS translation.
Well, that's the closest we can go. I know that. This is like Allah.
Maybe next time we need to, you and I, to go through this hadith or interpretation, and I will translate them exactly with types them before we start the program so we can. God, capital G-O-D. Are you trying to talk about that? Really? God, the Father, Son, Holy Spirit warns them? The Father, Son, Holy Spirit warns them? When you say God, capital G-O-D, my dear friends, you're talking about the triune God, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. So let's read this again. It's not going to work. It's not going to
forget it. It will not going to work. But like people got the idea that you are not lying. It's similar thing which is written there. I just want, because like I want to show everything what we say.
Do you have the Arabic of a Jalalain? Do you have the Arabic of Jalalain?
Yeah, I do. That is where I can help you.
Well, no, that's a good time to play to have game here. Let's go open the Arabic and we go to Google translation to see did he say what or did he not say what.
All right, 328. Let me go there.
Al-Jalalain Habibi.
Brother, give me a sec and I will. Go to, I'll find
جامع
the Al-Jalalain.
القرآن لا يتخذ المؤمنون الكافرين أولياء من دون المؤمنين ومن يفعل ذلك فليس من الله في شيء إلا أن تتقوا منهم تقاة ويحذركم الله.
Brother, hold on. I need to find Jalalain. This is Qurtubi. Hold on.
Who is it?
At-Tabari, Razi, Ibn Kasir, Bayzuvi, As-Sayyuti, Shikani, Firozabadi, Samarkandi, Al-Marwi, Al-Baghvi.
Oh my Lord.
Okay, hold on. I need to find
You have,
Jalalain.
you have all these people in this program, man. You're so sharp. You're killing me, Smalls.
Where is Jalalain? As-Sayyuti,
Takbir, Jalalain, Allahu Akbar.
Al-Kashmir. Okay, where is he? Al-Kashri, Ibn Arbi,
Ibn Arabi.
Al-Saduri, Al-Basai, Kashani.
Okay, you know what? Here we go. Even this one here. Look at this line here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mujahid. Okay. 5, 6, 7 line. The 7 line.
Okay, let's go there. Okay, just read something and I will open it. Hold
Okay.
on.
Here
I
we
will
go.
open.
Listen. Okay. You make it big a little bit. Okay.
We call him Muslim Union Communism. Okay. Bil lisan. Yakatakallaki mal bil lisan.
Listen.
Yep.
What is this? Okay. What is the word bilisan in the dictionary?
Bil tongue. Yeah. Lisan is tongue.
Okay, but can you put it in Mr.
Yep.
Google?
Yep, I can do that. I have to share the screen in a different manner. Give me a sec. Let me share it in a different manner so that I can show that.
Bilisan.
Okay, there we go. All right, guys, let me copy that and let me put it in the Arabic text. Speaking with his tongue.
Oh, not with words. Speaking with his words. Okay, lisan is
Let's remove yatakallim. Bil lisan is tongue. Let's remove the bil because bil means with. So ba with lisan, his tongue. Remove
take
the
the ha
ha.
out. Lisan
Lisan is tongue. Yep.
Lisan asur. Your tongue.
So yeah, that's
Anyway,
the tongue.
so what we're saying here is the Muslims of America are two, deceived and deceiver. Trust me, there is not one Muslim imam in America. There is not one Muslim member of ISNA or one Muslim of MSA, the Muslim Student Association, which you see all over this country, speak in every university every year. You will never see a Muslim member of CARE or any. All Muslims who speak about Islam in America, they are deceiver, not deceived. Deceiver. The only deceived Muslim in America are the Americans. Let me say it again. Every Muslim from the Middle East, if he's from Mexico, if he's from Pakistan, if he's from Egypt, if he's from Saudi Arabia, or is from any country in the Muslim world, if they come to this country from 57 Muslim country, they are deceiver. The only deceived Muslim in America are the Americans.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. And the reality is, like, I have quite a lot of tafsirs on this as well, and none of them denies that. So
Well, you can't. I mean, years ago, I was always afraid when I go online to get some information, or I have some, so I want to keep every book in my. I get as many books as I can because I don't know what's gonna do. Now I really don't care. It's everywhere. If I make a phone call to 1,000 friends, they will send me the same material from their 1,000 computer. You cannot take it off. It's over. To figure out a way to get rid of this reality of Islam, there's no truth in Islam, there's deception in Islam, there's lies in Islam. We just chatted for a couple hours here. What time is it now? I don't even know what time is it now. We did a good couple hours, and guess what? It is the reality. There's
exactly.
no truth in Islam. Period.
And it says like that it says that it is Ibn Kathir right now, because the Urdu translation is far more extensive than the English translation. English translation of Ibn Kathir is maybe 40% of the total Ibn Kathir. Urdu translation goes up to 80% or something like that. It says Muslims should never have friendship with non-Muslims, and they
That's
should
exactly.
never meet them or do anything, because this is what Allah says. And you should never, like Muslims, should never have friendship with Mormons, especially Yahudo Nasara, Means
Okay.
the Jews and the Christian,
They
they are only
hate
friend with
the
each
Jews.
other.
They hate the Jews, the Christian more than anybody else. Go to
Exactly.
Quran chapter 47, 35, Adam. One more verse. One more
Okay,
verse. To show you the
47,
peaceful Muslim. That is the only verse in the Quran
47,
which teach
35.
Muslims to be peaceful. Quran
Exactly.
47, 35. You got it.
Oh man, no, okay. This one I like the translation of Sahih International better. Hold on,
Wait a minute.
because
What's wrong with usama dakdok translation? I don't like you, man.
so do not weaken and call for peace when you are superior, and Allah is with you, and He will never deprive you of your deeds.
That's good. That's not bad. I'll take this one. I take this one. Very close to mine. So when Muslims are peaceful, when they're weak. By the way,
Exactly.
do you have the interpretation to this by Ibn
Yes.
Kathir? Let's go to Ibn Kathir.
Okay. English one. Let's see what it says in English.
It
Otherwise,
doesn't
I'll
matter.
open Urdu.
Give me the Arabic. Give me. I'll translate the Arabic. Just put the
Okay.
Arabic.
Let's go to Ibn Kathir Arabic. Give me a sec, brother.
Maybe I will do it just right for you because you're my special friend, and I
Ibn
really mean it this time.
Kathir. And we have to go for 4735 Ibn Kathir, right?
Yeah.
4735. 4735 of the Ibn Kathir Arabic.
Yeah.
And I can open the Urdu translation as well, which is very good. There you go, brother.
Okay. Keep going down.
All right, brother.
أطيع الله ورسوله
Ah,
إن الله لا يغفر من يشرك. That's. Are you sure in the right verse?
this is 4735, brother. Let's see
No,
the
but
verse.
it's
Inna
not
lazina
given to.
kafaru. It is 4735. Hold on. Because Ibn Kathir do not give one verse at the same time. He gives multiple verses. So we have to
Okay,
scroll
go
down.
down, go down, go
Yeah,
down.
we have to go down and we'll go to. So in
Sami Allah liman
the
hamd. I'm trying to find something I'm looking for. Something wrong with this program. Trust me. He's talking about something completely
Okay,
different.
wait. It is Kasir, not Katir. Hold on. This is the same one. This is Ibn Kathir. It's Ibn
Yeah,
Kasir. Yeah, this is the
yeah.
same one. Okay, hold on. Let me see what it says. Hold on. Because I can do 4735 here. Let me do that here. Let's see. Yep.
That's the right one. You guys are right verse here.
Yeah,
But there
4735.
you
But
got I don't know what verses. I need to look at it again.
yeah, 34. No, Ibn Kathir doesn't start at 35. Hold on. That's what I'm saying. This is the problem with Ibn Kathir. Sometimes it goes a couple of verses back
Oh,
and then he starts. Hold on. I know what's happening.
that is the
Just
verse what you have with Ibn Kathir.
yep, I know. It's
So that's
going
good.
to 33. Give me a sec, brother.
I forgive you, man,
32.
because I'm a nice guy. You know how nice
Yeah.
I am.
Ah.
Love it. I love it. Praise God.
Okay, no, Ibn Kathir is not saying that over here, not even in Arabic. I need to find another Ibn Kathir in Arabic. Sorry, brother.
إن الذين كفروا صدوا عن سبيل الله وشقوا الرسول. That's have nothing to do with verse.
Yeah, that's 32. That's 32. But like till 35, they are not saying anything. After 33, like there's nothing in Ibn Kathir, and that is why when we see in Ibn Kathir over here, it doesn't
Here's my
talks about that.
Quran.
Yeah, Arad. Let's use Arad again.
Muhammad
4735 Arad and so kafaru an sabil.
35.
This is the same one.
فلا تهنوا وتدعوا إلى السلم وأنتم الأعلون والله معكم ولن يتركم أعمالكم.
This is the one, brother. Now.
You're reading 33. Go to the next verse.
Yeah, I am at 35, brother. Now, check this out.
No.
This is 35.
Nope.
Abdullah bin Mubarak
إن الله لا يغفر من يشرك ومن يغفر من دون الله إن الله لا يغفر من يشرك. My brother.
Rasul. This is the half of the verse of 4735. Remember, 4735. Why is 4735 not showing over here?
Hey, there's collection in the computer.
Okay, there is. Okay, hold on. Rakama Aya 35, and this is the
47. That's right.
yeah 4735.
But when you go to it, that's not the verse. Let me look at the verse and I tell you what verse is that. Go to the green, up the green.
Innal kafaru wasadran sabilillahi.
That's verse 34. What is the
34.
next?
Ya ayyuhallazina amanu atiyullahi wa atiyur rasul. Innal ladzina kafaru wasadran sabilillahi wa kufaru.
That is 34. Go to the next one.
So this is the one. Fala. This is like fala tantahu wa tantahu aslam.
Yeah, that's exactly the last part.
Right. So this is the last part of the hadith.
Keep going.
And that's
Keep
it.
going.
It doesn't say anything more. Let me open another Ibn Kathir. Let's see if that one gives me. Hold on.
They have some problem in their computer, in their program. It could happen to anybody. Or maybe they know that you're now going to talk about it tonight, so they choose to remove it from their computer.
Nope, they won't do that. This is the same way of, hold on. Brother, this is the problem, that they are controlling all of that.
I'm going to give it to you in my slide here.
Okay.
Because you're my special friend and I really care too much about you.
Okay, let's go to Quran KSU. Let's see if that says something different. Hold on. Quran KSU. Okay, let's use this one and we will go to 47. Let's go to 47. 47. Let's go to ayah 35. 35, and let's open the tafsir of Ibn Kathir. Let's see that this is 47:35 of Ibn Kathir. Brother, they don't even have it here. So, brother, they have removed it from.
I'm going to give it to you. Just a minute. I'm going to give it to you. And he walks with me.
فإذا كانت كفارة وكسر من جميع المسلمين وللإمام في الأمم.
I'm going to bring it to you.
It is pretty close, brother. Check this out.
I'm not looking. Just a minute.
Yeah, check this out. فلا تنتهوا إلى الإسلام أي, which means في حال ألوكم على العدو.
Yeah, you got it. Let me look at it.
Yep.
Okay, but I also got it here, believe it or not. All right, so let's close this one. I love it because mine is colorful, man, not like yours. Yours are not colorful.
Sorry, brother.
That's okay. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go here. I'm learning. This stuff is so good. Oh, man. And guess what? That's it. You got it. You know, It's the same one I have here, but look at mine. If you don't mind, let me share the screen with you.
Sure.
And look at mine, because mine is like, it's like colorful, man. It's much better than yours. And I really mean it. Look at this. Can you see that?
Yes. Yeah, this is the same one, but yours is more colorful. You copy pasted.
Hey, man, mine is better. فَلَا تَهْنُوا, mean do not be weak. أي لا تضعفوا عن that. Do not be weak with the enemy. وَتَدْعُوا إِلَى السِّلْمِ, and you cause them to peace. أي المهادنة means, muhadana is not actually silm. Muhadana, it is temporary peace. It's like, we're going to stop fighting for the next 4 years until we have enough swords and spears, okay? والمسلمة, and having peace. ووضع القتال بينكم وبين الكفار, and when you stop engaging in war between you and the infidels. في حالة قوتكم, when you are strong. وكثرة عددكم وعدتكم, when you have enough, lots of weapon and people and weapon. أي في حالة علوكم على عدوكم, meaning if you are above your enemy, higher, stronger. فأما, but إذا كان الكفار فيهم قوة وكثرة, if the infidels have strength and large number, obviously he meant large number of people and weapons. بالنسبة إلى جميع المسلمين, if you compare them to the Muslims. ورأى الإمام, and the leader find out في المهادنة, to have temporary peace. والمعادة, making a covenant. مصلحة, it is good. So if the Imam found it is good to have stop of fighting and have a covenant, فله أن يفعل ذلك, so he can do that. كما فعل رسول الله, as the messenger of Allah did. حين صده قريش, كفار قريش, when the emperors of Quraysh hinder him عن Mecca, from being in Mecca. وَدَعُوهُ إِلَى الصُّلْحِ. And he called him to be, by the way, they did not call him for peace. He called them for peace. That's a BS here. Okay. وَوَضَعَ الْحَرْبَ بَيْنَهُمْ وَبَيْنَهُمْ. And they put the war between them and him. No. بينهم وبينهم 10 سنين, 10 years. فأجابهم إلى ذلك. So he accepted to have peace with them for 10 years. I'm sorry. That is, this 10 years was not finished. You know why, Adam? Because a little bit later, Muhammad have enough weapon, enough people, 10,000. He decided, well, you know what? We might as well just go ahead and take Mecca right now before it's too late. Remember, he was only 61, about 62 years old. He's getting old. So he went back to Mecca. He did not finish the 10 years which he has a covenant. How he ended that covenant? How he cancels that covenant? I mean, when you make a covenant, you give an oath, Adam. Remember, we're talking about being faithful, being truthful. When you give, I swear by Allah. Muhammad said, I swear by Allah, me and Allah swear we will have peace with you 10 years. Go to Quran chapter 9, verse 1.
Verse 1. And yeah, come on, man. You are destroying that.
Come on, brother. This is just for you because you're my special friend. How Allah kept his word. How Muhammad, not only Muhammad does not keep his covenant, Muhammad could not keep his oath. Even Allah himself. That make Allah look so weak and make Allah look so stupid. If Jatha killed his daughter because he could not break his word. Allah and Muhammad. Go ahead. Tell me what they said there.
The desolation from Allah and his messenger of your oath to those with whom you have made a treaty among the polytheists. Bye bye.
in my translation, bara'a here, the word bara'a means innocent. When you go to court and the judge say guilty or innocent, the word innocent means bara'a. Bara'a min Allah wa rasuluh. Allah and his messenger are innocent. Of what? إِلَى الَّذِينَ عَاهَدتُّمْ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. To those whom you have made covenant with among the mushrikeen, among the polytheists. Allah and Muhammad change their mind, drop their word, forget about the covenant of peace. Allah is innocent. Kiss it goodbye.
Kiss it goodbye.
Listen.
Allah just removed the oath, man. So
Allah and Muhammad, they're the same. I think Allah is Satan, as we can prove it in a million times, and Muhammad is the prophet of Satan, and Satan is the father of all lies. There is no lie except the source of it is Satan. Allah is Satan, the best deceiver, the best liar, and that's how Islam is built. They lie enough, yes indeed. They lie enough, and they keep repeating the lie, and stupid people in the West believe their lies. To the point that some Muslim today believes the lies of the Muslims.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. And you know what? In the West, you have an issue explaining Khairul Makarin or Makar to the people in the West.
Yeah.
Whereas in Pakistan, Makar is used as is in our language, because Urdu is a language of mixture of languages. It has words from Arabic, from Persian, from Hindi, and quite other. So Makar and Makar, the one who does Makar is called Makar. So if you deceive somebody, you will be called Makar, and the action is called Makar. So it's very easy when you're speaking with the Pakistani Muslims.
You know when I learned that, Adam? I was maybe 4 years old. And we have this color book, like cartoon for children in Egypt. And that wolf, not wolf. Yeah, it's wolf. Wolf, yeah. Look like a dog. No, not wolf. Hey, what is the creature? We took a picture of it. The creature we saw in the wood in the
Harameen?
No, the other one, the one I took a picture of.
The fox.
Fox! Thank you so much. I took a picture of a fox, a real fox, mountain fox, in my friend's house here 2 days ago in Texas. You can see anything here. It's amazing. The fox. So in this cartoon book, guys, I was 4 years old. And that fox dressed like a doctor. And the chicken mama was sick. The chicken mama was sick. It's different pages. You have to go through the story now. The mama chicken was sick, and the little chicken, she went to find a doctor. The fox was around the house waiting to get inside the house to eat the chicken mama. Okay, so The fox was makar, deceiver. He wears a shirt and a tie and everything. And when you watch this as a kid, 4 years old, it's so excited. And then when you turn the page, you see the tail was coming out of his robe, like, you know, Dr. Robe, a white robe, and the tail was sticking out there. And that's how the mama chicken found out that was not a doctor, that was a fox. He is makar, he's a deceiver, he's a schemer, deceiver, and he pretended to be a doctor, and somehow the mama was able to take him out of the house and quickly lock the door, and the fox stuck inside the house. I remember this, Adam, when I was 4 years old. Al-Sa'lab al-Makar, the deceiver fox.
As-salab al-makir.
All
And that's
my
what Nur al-Masih already sent, because he is from the Arab country as well.
Yes.
And he just sent that because this is a very famous cartoon story.
Oh,
As-salab
I
al-makir.
remember it, brother. I was 4 years old, 5 years old, and it was so amazing every time when my dad would be reading the story for me, or some of my sister or my brother reads the story for me. I cannot wait to see the tail sticking out of his robe. It was just funny. Even so, I read the story 300 times, and I was 4 years old. What do you say? And when I turn the page, I say, "Oh no, wait, we're gonna get to the tail. Wait, they know I want to go to the picture where his tail is sticking out of his robe." Anyway, now after all these years, I come to America, and they say what? They planned. And Allah plan, and Allah is the best planner. Okay, you know what? I will walk with you until the door to prove you're a liar. I said, what this verse was talking about? Well, the infidels plan, and Allah is the best. But I said, what was the infidel were planning to do? Oh, the Jew were planning to kill Isa, and Allah planned to save Isa. And how did Allah save Isa? By making a different Isa than Isa, and he put the new Isa instead of the original Isa, and the fake Isa died on the cross instead of the other Isa who escaped from the window of the house up to the fifth heaven. What do we call that? We call that deception.
Deception, brother,
Can
obviously.
you imagine 2,000 years? Billions of Christians believe that Jesus died on the cross, but in reality it was not Jesus, it was the other Jesus, the one Allah planned.
So basically, yeah, but like this is the cartoon you are talking about, right? Qissa of
That's it,
As-salab
man.
al-makar.
Oh man, I need to buy that book. Where can I get this book? As-Sa'lab al-Makar. Hey, that's a video. Can you send it to me, Adam, please, afterwards?
Yeah, I will send it
Because
to
I
you.
really missed it. I did not know they make it a video. When I was a grown up, we did not have TV. When I was until like 10 years old, Egyptian did not have TV. Okay, that tell you how old I am. And then when people have TV, my daddy will not have TV because he's a minister and he believes TV is not right. Okay, and then when I go to my neighbors to watch TV, I only watch Tom and Jerry, black and white Tom and Jerry. They only have like 2 or 3. We keep watching the same thing over and over again. So I never see real good cartoon. That's why I'm admitting that to you, that I'm addicted to cartoon. I watch Tom and Jerry, Bugs Bunny, and all them good cartoon all night long. So send me that one, please. Okay.
I will definitely do that, brother. No
Appreciate you,
worries.
brother. Salab al-Makar.
This is a good cartoon, brother.
Where is the Muslim? And I thought you got Muslims come to your room here. What happened?
Yeah, when
you're
you
so
came
mean
up,
to them.
when you came up, you were very hard hitting the guy. They all ran away
I
because you were
said
very hard.
Muhammad, brother. I said Muhammad raped Rayhana and Muhammad raped Safā, the daughter of Hayy. He said, no, they're not raped. What is the evidence? He was married to them. Well, if he's going to marry them, he need to wait 3 months. He said 4 months. I said, no, 3. We went to the Quran, it's 3, not 4. But that's okay. It doesn't matter. The longer, the worse. He should say 3 days, not 3 months, because he can play the game. And in reality, Muhammad is a rapist, and so is all Muslim people who travel in the Muslim world. If you investigate the early Muslim in Pakistan, the Arab who raped Pakistani ladies after they killed their husbands. How the Muslims start in Egypt? They're Muslim men who raped Coptic ladies after they killed their husbands. If you go to, as a matter of fact, I talked to a friend of mine, somebody I met from Nigeria, not Nigeria,
let me add to something over here before you move to
Yeah.
Nigeria.
Oh no, it's
And
the same story. I talked to him. He said the same thing. I said, how Islam start in your country? And he's a Muslim. He said, well, men fight. And I said, and he said they love sex. And said, and he said they raped the women. They got babies. Here I am.
and exactly, so but like when we talk about Pakistan was part of India, the greater India, let's just put it this way. When it was a greater India, the Muslim came and they conquered the Hindustan. Hindustan, that's where the term Hindu came up for their religion of that part as well,
Yeah.
Hindustan. So they attacked them, and there are stories after stories in the books, written in the historical books, that the women who were living in their castles, palaces, whatever you may like to call them, they did combined sati. Combined sati is they took uh, bricks, they put them on fire, and all of them just jumped on the fire because they did not wanted their bodies to be molested by them, because whichever castle they will capture, they will molest them, rape them, distribute them to their people. So they all collectively satied themselves. They put
That
themselves on fire so they would die and
suicide.
not
They
get
commit
molested.
suicide. They
Yeah,
commit suicide.
they committed suicide. So this is in the historical books of India. It's there. Like nobody has to say, hey, Adam is speaking a lie. Just go read it. You'll find castles after castles in which these whatever cultural Hindu lady is, whether Sikh or Hindu or whatever, there are so many segregations in there. But
Yeah.
whatever, they did combine sati, like the ladies of the house, the working woman, the daughter of the king, and the wives of the king, or whatever, they will all
Well,
jump into the fire.
okay, well, I have a question for you, Adam. When did they translate the Quran to the Urdu language, the one you were reading a minute ago?
Hmm.
How long ago?
Uh, I don't know, like 200, 300 years ago. No.
So how the people of India became Muslim 1400 years ago or 1000 years ago?
They were in Arabic, brother. So they were using the sword, brother. Back in those days, there was not even Urdu.
Let me give you some good news now. When Peter brought his first sermon in Act chapter 2, do you know how many language that sermon was given?
5,000.
18, no, 5,000 people got saved, but people heard the gospel in their tongue. 18 language, 17 plus the Hebrew, 18 language. So they did not believe in fairy tale, they believe in the truth of the gospel as they heard it in their own language.
Yes, that's what Acts 2 says. Because of the Holy Spirit descended upon them and they started speaking.
Why
And every
Muhammad were not filled by the Holy Spirit and spoke the message of Islam to the Coptic and to the British and to the every language exists in their days, to the Syrians and to the Babylonians and to the Indians and all these. Why they did not carry the good news of Allah and the love of Muhammad and the peace of Islam to these people in their own language?
do they need to? They don't even over prayer in their own language, brother. Come on. Like when I was a kid, at the age of 7, I started reciting prayer, right?
Yeah.
With just a little bit of I don't even know how to recite tashad, when you sit down and do the tayat. But like at the age of 12, I was able to memorize all of that, and I used to do prayer. Brother, up till the age of 15, 16, 18, I had no idea what I was saying during prayer. For the good 8, 9 years, I had no idea what I was saying in prayer. Absolutely no idea. And at least I learned. But there are over 70% of the Muslims, a rough estimate, they would not know till they die what they recite in prayer.
Let me share with you what Muslim in America believe about translation.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
That will be a news to me.
Hey man, you want to see it on this program here? Okay.
Sorry, brother. It's I know it's very late. I don't know if you want to continue, but yeah.
No, we're gonna close. I'm really done. I'm so tired, brother. I am really so tired. But I need to show you what they think of the Arabic translation. Has the Bible been corrupted? Has the Bible been corrupted? Has the Bible? I'm gonna show you just one slide here to show you the Dr. Amir Ali. That's a doctor. A man have a doctorate degree. How in the world you can have a doctorate degree and you think of Islam that way? Look at this.
All right, you gotta share it. And I will show it
I'm
on
gonna
screen.
share it with you in just a minute. In just a minute.
Man, seriously, this has been a very enlightening session, and I didn't even know that we are past 2 hours, and now it's like almost 2.5 hours. But seriously, if you were not tired, I think we could go for another couple of hours. This is like massive information for our people.
God is good.
Amen. Yes, He is.
In the case, the revealed, the Quran, where I can find this, and non-Arabic speakers, people. Okay, here we go. Let me put this in a fall here. Go here, go here, go here, go here, go here, and then I'm gonna share, share screen. Hey man, I'm learning this. Like someday I'm gonna be so good that I'm not gonna even ask you to help me anymore, man. I can do it by myself. I'm sober sharp. What is this? Let's see. I hope it's right. Yeah, it is right. Praise God. I was gonna brag about myself and then I do it
All
right.
right, it's on
Here we
screen,
go.
brother.
Listen to this.
Non-Arabic speaking people should be able to benefit from translations, but no one should depend upon a single translation because no translation is free of errors. A translation represents the understanding or lack of it by the translator himself. If anyone desires to become a scholar of the Quran, there is no choice but to learn the Arabic language of the Quran and gain expertise in it.
Good night.
So,
So it's been what 1400 years, and literally 90% of the Muslim, 87 are foreigners. At half of the Arab cannot read and write. So 90%, they make it easy. 90% of the Muslim do not know how to read or understand or write the Arabic language. We're gonna wait what, another 1400 years? The number of Arab children who are born in America, born in Europe, their descendants, their children, grandchildren, does not know how to read and write Arabic. Have they stayed in the Middle East? They maybe keep learning the Arabic from their mom and dad. But they come to America, second and third generation, they don't even know how to. I have my own nieces and my own nephew. I speak to them in Arabic and look at me. Huh? They're making up words in Arabic. I say, what is that? Well, I mean, I say, you mean this, not that. Oh, what's close? No, you're making up new Arabic words. So my own niece and nephew do not speak Arabic anymore. So what we're gonna do? What we're gonna do about learning expertise in the Arabic language so we can understand Islam?
wow.
Love you,
So,
brother. I love you, man. I
and
think
brother
it's time
Sam
to
is
go to
here, and he
sleep.
is sleeping. Yeah, brother Sam is here and he's sleeping. Look at his. It's saying,
Who is that?
brother Sam. Sam Shimon.
Tell him to wake up. When I talk, he better wake up, or I'm gonna give him a strike right now.
Awesome. Only you can talk with him like that.
Hey, I love Sam. I miss Sam. I wish he would call me sometime in the near future, like before the end of the year. Maybe wish me Merry Christmas.
Oh, you should say before the rapture, brother. That's the word.
Before the
Before
rapture.
the rapture. Yeah, that's his standard sentence. Call me before the rapture.
Sam is my hero. Sam is my hero. I love the brother.
And brother Andrew, thank you so very much, brother. Love you too. God bless you, brother Nurul Masih. Thank you so very much. God bless you, Usama. It is haram to translate the Quran. That's what Nurul Masih is saying. And
That's how we keep Muslim, man. Because the more he translates the Quran, the more Muslim leave Islam.
amen, absolutely. Mark 1000, Chloe, regular AK sniper, and all that. Thank you so very much for being here. Dragana Denares, and all of you, Priya and Lydia and Patreon, and all of you, brothers and sisters, thank you so very much for being here. Spread the information, let the Muslimin know the issues, let the Muslimin know the truth. We are the ones who are giving the truth. We are not Islamophobe. We are giving the right information. We are showing it on the screen. We are showing that this is what is written. This is the truth about
You
Islam.
mean Muhammad did not marry Safiya and Rayhana?
Muhammad did not marry Sophia. Absolutely, brother.
Brother.
And
I would love in the future, seriously, Adam. I'd love to do a subject of marriage. I don't think Muslims understand the word marriage in the Arabic language. But let me give you quickly. Marriage is zawaj. Zawaj is two come together, become one. Man leave his father and his mother and unite with his wife and become one flesh. That is marriage. When you marry 2 and 3 and 4, it does not work. Because 2 ladies and 1 guy is not marriage.
It's not
in the
zawaj.
Arabic language. That's why Muhammad did not put in the Quran forcefully marry. He said, "Inkahu ma taba lakum min nisa." Have sex or whatever you desire from the women, because you could not use the word marriage in the Arabic language. Not because Muhammad does not know. The word marriage exists in the Quran.
Yes,
When he talks
zawaj.
about man,
Yep.
he said zawjo. Instead of
Yep.
zawjato, he said jawzo. It's wrong grammar. Supposed to be zawjato, not zawjo. So he knows what the word zawj means, which is a pair. A pair is marriage. More than two is not marriage. We can talk
Yep.
about it later. All right.
That's what
Good night.
Nurul Masih is actually saying as well. Zawaj means between two. So
So
thank you,
Muhammad
Nurul
could
Masih.
not be married to Safiya, daughter of Huyay. He could not be married to Rayhana. He could not marry to other wife after the first wife he got, because after the second wife is not marriage. He cannot work.
Because it's not more.
Language.
Linguistically, it is more than two, and hence it cannot be encapsulated. Brother, thank you so very much. God bless you.
God bless you too.
Before I go, we say Takbir Al-Masihu Akbar.
Yeshua Akbar. Amin. Yeshua Akbar.
Yeshua Akbarul Azim. God bless you all. Have a blessed day, evening or night, wherever you are. Have a blessed day. Bless you all. Cover you in the blood of Christ. Take care.
Amen.
May the Lord keep you blessed and safe. And